What's up? Welcome to today's live stream. I'm William. 2nd of December. Gonna be hopping into it pretty quickly today. I'm doing a new show concept. Not doing any programming today. In fact, I'm going to start talking directly to my audience. I've looked at my stats, it's all men, so I'm going to be talking to men from here on out. If you're the fair gender, then get the fuck up on out of here. It ain't for you. Let's go ahead and hop right into the show. I got a few things planned. We're gonna start off with something kind of silly. I don't know if y'all heard of this some Somali kid. I don't know who he is. Johnny. About to talk about him, some idiot in Japan. Let's go ahead and hop right into it.
Streamer in Japan that claimed he was Somalian filmed himself committing crimes with his friend not once but several times on livestream. Eventually, not only was he arrested, but his copycat accomplice was as well. Now, the original streamer has continuously been arrested, released, and arrested again for months now. But curiously, his friend has been released and is not only streaming again.
I don't know why we gotta take, fatherless behavior out to another country. We got these jackasses out here in Japan fucking it up for the rest of us. They got sent to jail, but let's see what else is going on.
But laughing about the not Somalian guy that still remains behind bars.
This is so-called friend.
Yo, why am I laughing, bro? Who that's not? He's probably gonna be in jail for another two-ish to 6 months in jail.
Yeah, so just FYI, if you're a young man and you're doing some stupid shit trying to impress your friends, just know that when you're in jail getting your asshole stretched, they ain't gonna come there to help you. It's just gonna be you getting your asshole stretched. You might want to stay out of trouble. I ain't got no sympathy for you if you want to get your asshole stretched though.
So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine what the going through. He gotta be getting his booty. I'm trying to.
Wait. Did you say he can imagine or he can't imagine? Which one did you say? Wait, what did you say?
So, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine what the.
Yeah, he said, I can imagine. This dude just said he can imagine. So that tells me that he's probably, that bed that he land on is probably doo-doo brown underneath them sheets. He been getting his cheeks clapped. That's why he talking about he can imagine. Man, I know we ain't supposed to talk down, but I don't give a shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's some gay shit.
Dude, he gotta be getting his booty. I'm trying to tell you. Hold on. I can't answer if I'm still in Japan or not.
So his not-so-cryptic message claims that he is still in Japan, but his view on nuisance streaming in the country has completely changed.
I will no longer be streaming IRL in Japan. Look, now a lot of you guys can...
So I love how he says I won't be streaming IRL, but he wasn't doing that. I saw some of the stuff that they were doing. Just being complete jackasses, not only being an embarrassment to our race, but also being an embarrassment to our country. How are you going to go to a country where people are going to treat you with respect just because of who you are, and then you go out there and want to show your ass? That don't make sense. I don't understand why he's not arrested. He was doing the same shit that other kid was doing, but well, let's get in.
And call me up. If you guys knew how hard the police were on how many videos they had of me and Johnny, you would know it is not safe to stream in Japan anymore. Bro, I mean, look at all the other IRL streamers. Sus is never going back.
For what it's worth, when I get ready to go to Japan, which is probably going to be in it was going to be in a few weeks, but I guess it's going to be longer than a few weeks now. I was planning on live streaming as well, but I wasn't going to be doing the stupid shit that they were doing. I enjoy going to eat food, and I wanted to do a ramen crawl, basically. So it's going to go to, I think, 5 cities across the country. I had planned to do about a month, a week in each city, about a week in each city. depending on how things shape up. And the goal was to try ramen in different regions just to be able to compare and contrast what it's like, as well as to try to discover other Japanese food. Because in general, I don't really like Japanese food that much. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I like ramen. I like teriyaki chicken. And I don't know, like, yeah, I don't really like Japanese food that much. But I'm going to assume that that's just Japanese food that I've had here. So yeah, I had planned to do that. Yo, what's up, Canada, Miss Bonnie? How you doing? You say you got some new subs today, which is good. Oh yeah, that's good, man. Congratulations. How many subs you at? Well, I'm not gonna talk too much. I gotta get through the show, so I will, banter back and forth. But if I'm not as conversational as I usually am, just understand that I'm trying to not make this a 6-hour stream.
To Japan. Homeless, I'm pretty sure is probably never streaming it. Show quit. I don't know where the show went. Swimmer Nick got banned.
Now, isn't that interesting that harsh criminal punishments not only stopped the serial offender from re-offending, but discouraged all other instances of the same crime? It's almost like the justice system works exactly the way it's intended if you let it, because for whatever reason, Western society decided that they no longer had the stomach to watch criminals suffer consequences. As the elephant in the room.
I've noticed that. What's going on in our country? Why are we so afraid to put people in jail? I don't get it. Like, a couple years ago, everybody was talking about let's defund the police so we don't have police around. But it's just like, where are these people from when they say they don't want police? Are they from where I'm from? Because, I mean, it already took over an hour, 2 hours. Hell, even sometimes it would take a whole day before the police would come. You would call them, at night, and then they would show up the next day, 12 hours later. So I'm just like, what people who are just sheltered were like, oh yeah, let's defund the police. Let's make it even harder to get help when shit goes south. I don't get it, but that's what it is. All right, I see somebody, Candace Bodney, America Bad is full of that pretty good laughs, to be honest. Wait, America Bad is full of that pretty good laughs? Is that a Reddit? I'm going to assume that's a Reddit. Can you share that link? Are you able to post links in the chat, Bodney chats? If not, I'll try and find it later.
Is why is this guy out but not the other guy? They documented themselves committing trespass several times together. They got arrested pretty much together. And with Japan's record of having a 99.8% conviction rate, and they were looking at 3 years prison time for their crimes, one of them is out laughing about how ironclad the case is against his accomplice and is still hanging out in the country. While no longer able to make any money streaming, I don't think he's taking a vacation as much as he's about to sing some courtroom karaoke. And sadly, that's what needed to happen. As a first guy.
Oh wait, my YouTube link is broken? Which one? What do you mean? Does it take you to some random ass channel that's not mine that looks like it's an AI generated profile picture? If so, I don't know, complain to Alphabet, complain to Google, complain to YouTube, complain to the world's best engineers, because that's obviously who they are. They can't even get a fucking link to work. I don't know what else to do, right? Like, they changed shit a year ago or however long ago, and then it stopped working and it started going to his channel. I don't really know what I don't know what I can do about it, to be honest. So I have just gone into zero fucks mode. If you use my link tree, it'll take you to the right place. If you are subscribed to me, I think that whenever I post, if you click on the video, it should take you to the right place. But yeah, if you try to go to I Am Will Shepherd, it's just not going to work, and I don't know why. Yeah, it says it reader. Yeah, that's a YouTube issue. Yeah, so by the way, if you're watching this and you are trying to get to my channel and you're just searching I Am Will Shepherd and putting that in the URL bar, it's not gonna work. I don't know why, but I used to care and then I stopped. Yeah, and then life is going on.
Guy had been bothering the Japanese for half a year. Whenever he would get scared, he would pretend to apologize.
Sincerely apologize to the country and the people of Japan.
Is it me or do he look like he got like a rat face? He got like a rat face. Like, I'm just curious, is that why he went to Japan, to be a nuisance? Is because he can't really make it here in America? Like, are rat faces attractive in Japan? If you're from Japan, I know that I have one viewer at least. Let me know if rat face men is popular in Japan, because I mean he seems to be really prolific out there.
It was wrong. It was disrespectful.
then go right back to nuisance streams, but now inspiring more streamers seeking out Japan to panhandle.
All right, so let me pull back. The way this dude came up on my radar is that while he was streaming his bullshit, he started, I guess, I don't know what he was doing. He basically made some Japanese girl streamer cry, and she ended up just quitting for the day. And that's what put him on my radar. So I'm just like, all right, it's one thing. Well, I mean, hell, I didn't like any of the thing he was doing. He was in the subways talking about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, just yelling at, like, trying to offend whoever he could. Keep talking about atomic bombs, talking about how, like, America and all these, I don't know. All that to say is that he's a dumbass, and he made not only our country look bad, but he made people of my skin color look bad. Even though, like, he's Somali, I don't really claim them. If you ever seen that Somali pirate movie, it's like, no, we different. We different. I'm not one of them animals, but let's go on.
Handle pennies online. So now the Japanese have been cracking down on these types, where the Live Door article loosely translates to railway companies possibly restricting filming.
We got a
specifically
comment.
targeting
Got a comment from Cannabis Botany. They all do this. Literally crazy trend. I think it's these young TikTokers, bro. Like I think it's like kids who have no skill set, but they are willing to do whatever possible for a little bit of fame. And they think that just by doing stupid shit that's how they'll get a following. And what's crazy is they do get a following. So it does work. It's just that I think they're misguided. They think that, a bunch of idiots following them makes them special. It just means that they're just idiots. Idiots tend to follow one another. That's what I've noticed. But yeah, like I think it's good that these streamers who are going out here causing all this trouble are getting arrested. They need to do that shit here too. Like, I don't know why we are in the West. We're like, it's like all we got is pussies for leaders over here, bro. Like, I don't understand. We let people do whatever the fuck they want to do. We let people talk shit about the country. We let people come in here and just do whatever they want to do. And we'll take them in and then we'll send them back out on the street. I think we need to get a little bit more tough on crime. Like, I believe, and I'm going to continue to say this, I believe that the people we need to cut their hands off. Just one, right? The first one, you cut a hand off. Second time, you cut the other hand off. You do it a third time, you cut your foot off. Fourth time, you cut your other foot off. And we just keep hacking you up until you become half a man.
For the purpose of commercial activities, targeting not only the nuisance streamers, but those streaming themselves, stopping those nuisance streamers. As you can remember, the band of Japanese guys that went after the American troublemakers, were the guys.
So it is a trend then. So I haven't seen, because I don't like, unfortunately, the way that these algorithms work is that they base it off of what you watch. And a lot of what I watch just it's not going to recommend that kind of content to me. I get recommended conferences and lectures and shit like that, like stuff for intelligent people. So I haven't seen this. The only reason why I know about some of these things that are happening is because of people who I've made a conscious effort to follow, like Decoy Voice here, who, like, this is how I get my exposure to what's happening in the culture. I'm not going to go out there and try to figure it out because I just don't give a shit. I don't care enough. But let's try to get through a little bit more of this video.
And a blonde wig had a very specific tactic to use against him, but later seemed to team up with him to make content together, as he was later claiming he got into a police car without permission, but then was taken away in a police car with permission. Now, I'm no expert on the Japanese legal system, but it appears they're going after everybody breaking the rules, regardless of who they are or where they're from, as there are plenty of people online that want to defend the American streamers.
So the crazy thing about what you're saying, Yanni, about how people are just walking around trying to be funny to gain views, is a view that special? I mean, like, help me understand, because I've done fairly well for myself with 0 views. So I'm just curious, like what does a view translate into? Like, even here, like, I don't get any views for any of my content mostly, and I'm still doing better than most people who get hundreds of thousands or millions of views. So it's just like what is a view? Why are people willing to stoop to such a level to get a view? It don't make sense to me.
Saying it's just because Japan is xenophobic and it's only happening because of their race. Or people even coming after me in my comment section, saying I must have a problem with an entire people just because of my coverage of one criminal. But notice how the Japanese police aren't just kicking down the doors of black English teachers just enjoying their dinner. Or I've never done a video on someone quietly minding their own business on a subway. But somehow, people in Western culture have been trained to think bringing up race is like some sort of Harry Potter spell to make...
I mean, he's right. It has been trained. people are always bringing up race, but it's not just race. I've noticed that in this country in the past 30 years, people are, it's like their identity, like identity politics is what it is. It's like they want you to look at characteristics that they can't control and then they want to lead with that. So it's like, I'm a woman, therefore this, or like I'm a black person, so therefore this. It's just like, it don't make sense at all. To me, that's what you do. That's what you stand on when you have nothing else, when you have no skills, when you have nothing of substance, when you're effectively a useless human being. The only thing that you have to stand on is, oh, I'm a black person, or I'm a Mexican, or oh, I'm a female, or I'm a short person, or I'm tall, or some bullshit that doesn't really matter. Instead of going out and working on yourself and actually becoming something meaningful and useful in life, you want to just lead with, oh yeah, like I identify with this, so therefore I deserve some level of treatment or respect.
Make people back off of them. But too bad I don't really care what idiots online think of me, and the Japanese haven't been conditioned to compete in the oppression Olympics.
At least they haven't put me in handcuffs yet, like they would in America, bro. Are you guys serious? That's racist.
That's always the one that they lead with. It's like everything is racist. You know what's crazy? For all this racism that exists in the world, it's amazing how far I've come with all this racism. It's amazing how far my grandfather, who had to pick cotton on a fucking cotton field, has come despite there being like racism. I don't understand it. Like, I just don't get it. We had black politicians, we had judges, we had senators, congressmen, the president, mayors, bankers, investors. We have black, like, what the fuck? Like, where's the racism? Please help me understand, because I'm not seeing it. I think racism is only experienced by dumb people who don't have any skills. And if you disagree, I don't care. Fuck you. If you disagree, if you don't, we can rock. But like, real talk, all this shit about just blaming shit on racism, or blaming someone on the color of your skin, or blaming someone on your sex, it's like, come on. Like, that's just telling me that you have nothing to offer. And you're instead going to lean on, oh, well, because of this, that's why I don't have that. It's like, nah, homie. Nah, that don't work. It don't work. When you got people who come from where the fuck I come from, or when you got other people who come from worse conditions than me, who are able to come into this country, and I'm saying that literally, they come from other countries and they're able to work their ass off and succeed. Is that racism? I don't think it is. Like, real talk, I just don't think it is. You know, we have, when you look at rich people, because I mean, I've run into circles, it's a pretty diverse crowd, which is like, it's very diverse. Now, what I've noticed is that we tend to think a little, we think a little along the same lines, right? Like, we think similarly. A lot of people who just rely on racists, I don't think they understand that that's not really what it is. It's actually classism in our country. It's not racism. But, you know, I guess people won't know that until they know, right? Let me try to read this. You see your audience, most of them correlate views with fame. They just chasing the fame. They think fame is what's going to give them that status or whatever value they think they're getting. It's just kind of sad. That means that you're kind of empty. Like, anyway. Yeah, people shit on America for racism, but we're one of the better ones. Like that, all right, I'm not even going to say we're one of the better ones. I'm going to say we're the best when it comes to that. Like, I know, you know, it's fun to talk shit about America and all the bad things that are going on, but what's interesting is that you can talk shit about America and all the bad things that are going on. And this is one of the few countries that fought a war with itself to get rid of what they thought was something that was morally incomprehensible. I don't get this whole notion that, yeah, like, it's racist. And yeah, I understand that, you know, this was a very racist country. Like, it had racist institutions. I get that. But I mean, in 2023, even if it is racist, so far it doesn't seem to be holding the people. Like, there are certain people who are not being held back. From every industry, from, you know, artists, rap, athletes, doctors, engineers, politicians. I can't think of a single industry where a race of people are being held back because of their race in our country. I just don't see it at all. In fact, I see the opposite. I see when a certain group of people, or even just a person, works their ass off, they tend to get a little bit further ahead in our country, despite their race. So yeah, all the people who think that there's like a bunch of racism in our country, please explain to me how did I end up where I am as a not white person who's supposedly hated in this country because I'm black. Just I would like to know, how did I get to where I am? Why did people hire me and pay me shit tons of money? I don't get it. Is it racism or is it something else? Maybe it's survivorship bias for me, right? Like maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe I got lucky and all of the white people who I'm around most of the time just aren't racist. I'm around a lot of white people because mainly, I'm smart. I don't feel bad for saying that anymore. I was all AP. Like I was in advanced classes my entire high school career. And when I went to college, it was mostly white. It's not like I wanted that to be the case, but it was mostly white. And they weren't racist to me. When I got my first job, I was the only black person in the company. It's 475 people. I didn't feel like they were racist towards me. In fact, most companies I've been at, I've been one of the few black people in the entire company. And like you can normally count on one hand how many black engineers are at a company. And for the most part of my career, I've been one of the few. Is that racism? Maybe I've been the token. Maybe they're hiring me for that. Maybe it's because, they had to tick that box. They're like, oh, we need a black person. So they come and get me because I'm black. Maybe that's it. Has nothing to do with anything else.
So my skin color? No.
Skin color.
My
My skin color?
Skin color. I'm American. My skin color? My skin color?
What a
My
dumbass.
skin color. No. My skin color? My skin color?
As a parent,
My skin color? My skin color? I'm American. My skin color? My skin color? Like, who the fuck gives a shit about your skin color, homie? Come on, bro. Did y'all hear that? This dude just went on and on about his skin color for 8 times. At what point is he going to realize that maybe his skin color ain't that important? Oh, man. All right. I don't know why I shouldn't be getting notifications for work right now. I don't understand how this is happening. I'm not going to
this
fix it,
guy
though.
was getting his bike checked for registration, but then posted the video on TikTok complaining that the Japanese police were being racist, tagging BLM, to which people replied.
BLM? BLM? Okay. All right. Sure. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that black lives don't have to matter in other countries. I would like for them to matter in every country, but let's be real. If the people in a country don't like black people, that is their right. They don't have to like us. I don't see anything wrong with that. Just like I don't think that I have to like anybody just because of what country or nation that they're from. I think it goes both ways. The fact that this dude is out here trying to like just claim racism and then hashtag BLM, that just tells me that he doesn't really understand what racism is. And I wonder what Dr. Martin Luther King would say if he were able to come back. Actually, there's a Boondocks episode about this, by the way. Y'all should check that out if you've never heard of it. But if he were to come back and see just the coon shit that these people are doing these days, man, it's such a disappointment. How do we go from like some of the most well-spoken, articulate, educated black leaders from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s to what we have now? Where did we go wrong? And when I say we, obviously it's not everybody. Like, unfortunately, I had my grandparents, they did pretty well. My mom did pretty well. Like, fortunately, it ain't all of us, but like, come on, like, this is embarrassing. Oh, you said you watched that episode last night? Yeah, I can't. We can't play that on here. It's got a lot of cursing. But yeah, man, like, if you haven't seen that episode, y'all should go just Google it. Just Google Boondocks, the Boondocks, Martin Luther King, and just listen to his speech at the end of the episode. Yeah, Boondocks was my favorite show too, back in the day. But then I think there was some falling out, and they stopped doing it. So it's been, I don't know. I think the last episode I saw was like in 2008 or something like that.
replied on Twitter, "This is just what happens to everybody's bike in Japan, where in large cities they will just randomly check you for your papers and had done so for decades." With others explaining that this isn't about race, it's about assimilating to Japanese culture. Because when you look at the Japanese YouTuber Takashi in Japan, he interviews foreigners talking about this all of the time.
They tend to be the kind of foreigner that is loud, kind of get looked down on by Japanese people, and that reflects on the rest of us, like all
See,
foreigners.
finally, see, when you travel for real, which it seems like this dude either lives there or he's traveled around, you start to understand that your behavior not only reflects poorly on, well, not just poorly, maybe you're acting well. So your behavior not only reflects on you, it reflects on the group of people, because that's what people do. You know, if they can easily group you into another group, they're going to put you in that group. So it's like your behavior is going to reflect poorly, or not poorly, just it's going to reflect onto them. And on top of that, if you are from a certain country or nation, that's also going to get translated onto that country or nation. And what a lot of these young idiots don't understand is that when they go out here and do the things that they're doing, they're not only making themselves look foolish, they're painting the rest of the folks who come from their group and their country as the same. And that's not fair, and it's not great at all.
Loud foreigner. He used to be polite.
As it seems most non-Japanese feel pressured to fit into the more docile society, but they do appreciate what it is compared to the West.
No danger whatsoever. People here in Japan are very nice.
Yeah, and then we have people who come from our country who want to fuck it up. When I go abroad, one of the things that I love the most is that I'm able to just walk around and just do the things that I want to do at any time of day or night. But just walk around. You wouldn't see me walking around here in Houston unless I got something on me. But I think that if we continue to see, this deterioration of society, and then we start leaking it out to other places, I don't think that these other countries are going to continue to be friendly to us. And that could be kind of a effed up thing, because, if you go there and somebody were to attack you, it's not like you can do anything about it, because at the end of the day, it's their country. And I mean, we're not going to go into their country to try to save you. But maybe you could think that if you want.
It really shocked me with how polite everyone is here versus America.
So no wonder stores in Tokyo can be left entirely unattended under the assumption that you'll pay for your goods and go. Meanwhile, in the States, everything must be locked down.
This is the United States right now. This is what our policies have led us to. Is this what you all like? Do you like having to go and talk to a store associate to unlock a cabinet so that you can get dishwashing soap? Is that really where we are? This is such a deviation from where it was when I was growing up. I remember when I used to be able to go into a store, and the worst thing that would happen is they would just follow me around. Especially in the stores in the hood, because they're not owned by black people. I don't know if you know that. So it's like that's the worst thing that would ever happen, is that they would just follow me around the store until they figured out that I actually came there and then I was in the neighborhood. And then it's like, okay, it's Will from down the street, right? But I'd rather have people just follow me around to make sure I'm not stealing than to have this. Real talk. Just saying.
As it's apparently a social media trend to just steal detergent.
It's also a social media trend to film yourself committing crimes. Maybe we don't need to have snitches anymore. We have self-snitching.
Must be locked down, as it's apparently a social media trend.
Yeah, we got his whole face. Yeah, Not only are people dumb as fuck, they're also self-snitching. You know what? I'm okay with what he's doing. Normally, I would say, you know what? You shouldn't steal things, but I'm actually glad that he's doing this on camera, so that maybe he could be the first, maybe he could be a part of this program that I would like to happen, where you steal something, we chop a hand off. I need y'all to help me get more subscribers, bro. Please help me start disseminating this out to other folks. I need more people to start following, because I want to push for this. If you want to have people get their hand cut off if they steal some shit, please follow me. Start sharing this stuff. If enough people start, wanting that maybe we can vote that, have legislation and get that voted in. I think that's the only way that we'll stop distilling and thievery shit. When I was living in the Middle East, one thing that I noticed is that I could leave my stuff wherever and it would be there when I came back, no matter how long it was left there. I can be reasonably assured that if I leave something, forget something or whatever, that it would not be stolen and I can go back and get my stuff. Now, here in our country, we're like, oh, well, that's because of all these things. Yeah, you goddamn right. It's because of those things. We need those things here. And I want those things here. We need to start pushing our elected leaders to have these types of punishments. I don't think it's cruel or unusual. I think that it's an eye for an eye. Man, appreciate it, bro. Like, seriously, I appreciate it. I need more folks to start thinking about what we need to do to criminals. Like, I'm all for harsh punishments where you're going to remember. I don't really like jail. Like, I think jail is a little bit, because jail is over time, and I don't really think that you learn anything from jail. I think that it's better to just get your hand chopped off, and then we just let you go back out. That's it. Like, we get you a little, what do you call those things? Put you a little stub, so get you a little hook, plastic hook, so you can't do shit with it. Get you a little plastic hook, and then we just send you on your way. And we say, hey, you know what? Like, I hope you learn your lesson. If you steal again, it's going to be the other hand. And if they do it again, we make sure they understand that if they steal again, it's going to be a foot. And we just keep doing it. Eventually, it'll be their head. I'm okay with that, right? I think that's better than our current system of the government taking my tax dollars to lock people up in prison so that they can be a source of low cost or free labor to these private companies so that they can then make products at extremely, basically free, and then sell it to people for exorbitant amounts of money. I think that that's a much better solution than the private prison complex, or industrial complex that we have right now.
To just steal detergent for digital likes, which is likely why we're starting to see Japan is for the Japanese protest in the streets.
I wish we had this in our country. I wish that we had Americans who would say, you know what, America is for Americans. Now, I think the reason why we don't have that is that we don't have a national identity. So many Americans who are just born here, they don't understand what it is to be American. They've never left the country. All they're told is, everything is bad or good, depending on what, the media says. I think that, we should have more people who have pride in their country here. I don't see it. And it's disappointing. And if it continues to go that way, honestly, the people who don't have to be here will just dip the fuck out. And that's the thing that I think a lot of folks need to understand is that America works not because of the majority of the people who do anything. It's not a minority, but it is a minority. It's a minority of people who generate most of the value in our country. If those people leave, this country is fucked. It's just that simple. Yeah, I see. So it seems like you want this too. I'm not the only one. If there's anybody here who wants to see people get their hands chopped off, it should be public. We should put that on the news. If you're stealing shit, it's not only are we going to chop your hand off, we're going to keep it and put it on. We'll create an Instagram profile for. We'll create an Instagram account for it. It's been for every hand we have your hand, we make sure we tag you so you get your views, because all these people, they all want views and shit. We can make sure they get views. I think they'll get a lot of views. They'll get millions of views. They'll get exactly what they want. We chop off the hand, we take a picture, we put it on Instagram, we tag the person. We're like, oh yeah, hey, we got your hand, homie. And then he gets millions of views. He'll be happy. All the things. That's what they want, right?
But back to the original subject of streamers getting potential prison time for petty crimes, surely that arrest would never happen in any deep blue American city, but absolutely zero deep blue American cities could see the safety that Japan has. And sadly,
that is 100%. I have noticed this. That a lot of, I'm not going to say specifics, but I've noticed that a lot of folks who think that they are morally better than everyone else, they always live in shitholes. They think that where they live is a nice place. And in my experience, it's always people from those places who will look down on places like my state. I'm in Texas, and they'll be like, oh, it's this and that because it's this and that. It's like, well, have you seen what y'all have? Y'all have shit on the streets. You have people doing fentanyl on the streets. You have women and men running around the streets naked, taking shits in the middle of the freeway. You have gang violence. You have gang, I don't know, like these mass, like stealing shit. You have mass car break-ins. You have insurance companies not even wanting to be in your state. And it's just like, come, just use your brain just a little bit. Just use your brain and just think about, how is it the case that your place, which is supposedly such, so progressive and all this, how come it's such a shithole? And then you go to places that aren't like that, and it's just like, why? Why is it so much different? I see I got a comment right here. Let me check this out. I've always loved to hear based on of people talking shit about US. So it's also location based for us. Where I used to live, it's total paradise. Everyone respected everyone. So I live in Houston, and while Houston is, it's a very democratic city. I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing wrong with it. I don't see a problem with that. For the most part, it's worked, right? It's been pretty chill here. It's not as weird as, places to the west of us. Is a whole nother thing. But yeah, I like here where I live, it's not so bad, but that's also because of the community, like literally the area that I live in, right? If I lived in some of the more ratchet parts of town, I'm sure I would be exposed to a lot more stuff, but I'm happy to be sheltered. It's fine. I think being sheltered is fine if you're the one who's providing your own shelter. That's what we work for, right? Is to provide shelter for ourselves. So it's like, I'm over here living, I'm living okay.
Live in a society that thinks you're a bad person if you point out why. But if you appreciate my concise, lighthearted commentary on...
So this Decoy Voice, y'all go and check him out. Follow him. He's a pretty funny content creator. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link in here. And let's see, what we got. My buddy's trying to move to Mendocino Valley, but that's basically next door to Skid Row. What's Skid Row? It's like, what is that? What city, state? I'm assuming this is in America. Yeah, so what city or state is that? All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next video, I think. And actually, you know what? We're gonna move on to this one. This one was funny. I watched the first 5 minutes of this, and I was like, I should watch this on stream so that I can share it. This is from a creator called Manosphere. Wait, what?
Are not.
Oh, here we are. Wait a minute. I gotta find the thing now.
What's up?
Yes, I regret moving to the...
Telling me that you son. Why you been lying?
Bro must have forgot to check their face.
All right, there we go. All right, fine. So I've learned something. I need to make sure I click on the link and then and then stop it because it'll play automatically. I didn't know that. All right, let's see. Fentanyl daywalkers in Cali, bro. I've been seeing those folks in what's that state? Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. What is it? Kensington Avenue, that street. Man, apocalyptic. I can't even talk. Apocalyptic. People collapsing in the street, yeah. And this is supposedly the best country on earth, huh? I mean, we're not gonna get into that. Let's get into this. Is it gonna get into it?
Express what it is, but they can't. Like, men never get a chance to talk about their plight as a man, what they go through as a man, because women won't let them, because women are awful. You won't let them.
By the way, I want to make it clear that a woman just said that. So if y'all, I know that people get, if you're one of those people who are sensitive and you need a special helmet, there's a place that you go and buy a special helmet and some pads. So you can dodge these jokes, these offenses, because I know they'll kill you.
Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Shout out to Patreon gang member Mr. ILHS. And how and audio. We gotta do.
But I do, and I do believe I'm the dude.
All right, here we go. Send to it.
It's also especially hard because I'm the dude. I'm the dude. I'm like the guy of my situation. And I do believe in that. I do believe in masculine and feminine energy. I don't believe it's attached to your genitalia, but I do believe it exists. It's in the world, you know? And I also don't believe it's consistent. It could be fluid. It could change by hour or minute or day. But in the morning when you wake up, someone's the dude and someone's the chick.
She got a point. When you wake up, no, I know there are people who are like non-binary. It's like by saying non-binary, you are creating a binary condition. But I don't think people are smart enough to get that. Like if you're like I'm non-binary, the opposite is obviously binary, which creates a binary condition, which gets you back into being binary. But I don't think these people, with blue hair, purple hair, pink hair, they don't really think. They're not smart. In fact, if you look at all of because a lot of them have degrees. If you look at what they hold degrees in, it's in something stupid like gender studies, women's studies, African American studies, shit that like don't really matter.
And most of the time, I'm the dude. You feel me, dog? I'm the dude. Like being the man, it's trash. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. I know you don't like it. I hate it. I hate it, bro.
Wait, why would they hate being a man? I thought that being a man was the easiest thing, and that being a man is ideal. That's what I've always. That's what they tell me. It's like I can't keep up. It's like either we're the worst, or like our lives are easy, and therefore it's just like which one is it? It can't go both ways. But I think that she's learning. There's other folks who are similar to her who will experience what it's like to walk in the shoes of a man, and then they'll realize that now they've been full of shit their entire life. She's gotten to that point, and it's nice because I think, at least in my opinion, I think a lot of men have a lot of empathy. We don't have to be in your shoes to think about what it could be like in your shoes, because most of us have had to go through a hell of a time to get to where we are. Whereas I can't say the same thing about, the opposite, or not the opposite. I don't know. Maybe this non-binary. We don't know what genders are. I don't know what a man is anymore. So it's like certain people, as I said, we have certain people who are sensitive, and they think that, I don't know, maybe, oh wait, are they sexist? Are women sexist? What, are they misgendering us? Because like, what if men are men? What if we are some other thing? Like, what if we're aliens? They say that they always call us another species. So like, what if they are committing bestiality? Is that what women do? I've heard of women fucking horses and fucking other and fucking dogs and shit. So I'm just curious. Are they into bestiality? Is that it? Because I've always heard a lot of us being another species, and I've never had any interest in being with another species. But they seem to want that. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
I hate being the man. I don't want to do it no more. Like, honestly and truly, I want to quit. Like, I literally lay in the bed at night sometimes and I pray and I'm like, God, take me back to sucking.
For those wondering why lesbian relationships don't last, she just gave.
Oh, by the way, there was a new study that came out that showed that 75% of all lesbian marriages end in divorce within 3 years. Or was it 5 years? One of 3 or 5 years. I forget the exact number. But 75%. Just for the record, the divorce rate between women and men is 52%. In both cases, it's a woman initiating the divorce. So like in the lesbian case, 100% of them are doing it. And then the man case, is it like 70 or 80% of women initiate divorce? So what does that say? I'm not going to make any conclusions, but like, what do you think about those little facts? Becoming a man is pretty life-changing. I became a man when I was around 16. My parents were so out of it, working illegally full-time during high school. Well, yeah. I mean, you also, like, it's a difference, though. It's a difference. We can't get too far into it, but I'm sure you understand. There is a difference. You've always had that potential. The other side, never. They don't even have the potential. It's not there. Like, it just won't happen. It's impossible. We can become that, but they can't. Let's see. Watch my friends get stuck in the whole drug culture and become basically junkies. At least I feel ready. Yeah. I mean, a lot of folks go down that path, doing drugs and doing things that's not in their best interest, and that's both men and women. But all I can say is don't focus on what people are doing. Do you? That's at the end of the day, just do you, because that's all you can do. That's the only thing you have control over is yourself. So focus on yourself. My experience dating men is just a lot more easygoing. And then no homo. Well, I've never dated a guy, so I don't have any intentions to do it. But from what I've seen, the stats state that men, like men on men or men marriages, gay couple, I don't know, they're all the same. Gay and lesbian, those are the same thing to me. I know people make a distinction. If you like the same sex, you're gay. I don't give a fuck. I don't like, so it's like with gay men, they divorce less. I think it's half the female to male divorce rate. So whereas ours is 52%, man on man is like 24, 25%, whereas woman on woman is 75%. So there's a lot of weird, there's some commonalities, right? So it's like if it's two men, the chances of divorce is under 50%. If it's a man and a woman, the divorce or the possibility of divorce is 50%. If it's a woman and a woman, it's 75%. In two of those cases, there is one thing in common. And then in the other case, there's also the removal of the thing that the other two have in common. So that tells me that maybe the thing that's destroying marriages is not men.
A big indication why. Relationships are about balance. And even though she is the so-called dude in the relationship, she is.
Also, I'm just curious. Have y'all noticed, like, why is there in like gay couples, how come there's always one girl who's like the guy and then there's the girl who's the girl? That don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's like, do you want to be a guy that bad? Man, like, who hurt them? Who hurt them? That's what we should start doing. I'm gonna start a whole campaign, bro. All the stupid shit that they be saying to other people, I'm gonna start just saying it back. Just like, who hurt you?
Still first and foremost, a woman. Masculine energy does not make her a man. It just makes her a woman with masculine energy. Just look at this graph of divorces, and it's clear that women are the agents of...
Oh wow, there's a whole graph. Let's see, man and woman. I'm gonna call this man on woman, and then man on man and woman on woman. That's easier for me to say. So man on man or man on woman, this is it. So where is this? Percent of person. So we're at around, wait, what? Hold on. Percent of persons married in 2010. Divorces, percent of person. Oh, so this is divorces amongst the people who are currently married. Okay. So this is beneath, I'm gonna just call this 15%. Man on man is about the same. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm tripping. No, that's, wow, the colors are too close. So this middle line right here is man on woman, which is higher. It's about 16%. 16%, whereas man on man is less than that, which is, I don't know, let's just call that 13%. Whereas woman on woman is over up here. And I think that we have to subtract 1 from that to get the actual like percent of. I think I'm not looking at the data. I can't tell. They don't normally link to their sources in these types of videos, which is unfortunate. I wish more of these folks would link to their primary sources, but I can't really complain. They are doing this for free.
Chaos. Women file 70 to 80% of divorces in heterosexual marriages. What do you think is gonna happen when women marry each other? The numbers don't lie.
What a nice life I had when I was out here just blowing. My life was beautiful. My life as a sucker, amazing. When I put it in perspective, compared to the life I'm living now, trash. Trash. This being a man shit, get me the fuck out. I hate it, dog, because it's so much fucking work, and I didn't know. When I was over here sucking, I thought I had so many problems. I did.
I'm just
But
all
now I
right. So
think
like even though she's speaking on some real things, but I have this side point that I want to make. Have y'all noticed that the comedians, I'm gonna just say non-male comedians. I don't know whatever gender, just people who comedians who don't identify as male. How about that? I've noticed that they tend to complain a lot. That's their comedy, is just complaining. It's not actually funny. It's just complaining and self-deprecation and complaining. It's not anything. There are no jokes. I mean, obviously there's some jokes. She has said some things that are funny, but a lot of times they're not that funny. Is that just me? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm a bigot. Maybe that's it.
Back on it, I was chilling, bro.
I'm racist. That's what it is. I'm racist and misogynistic. I'm all of them. I'm all the isms, all of them. They apply to me. You know, I'm anti-black, anti-white, anti-Asian, anti-American. I'm pro-American. I'm pro-abortion. I'm anti-abortion. I'm like all of the things. Whatever you want to put on me, I'm that. How come they're not funny? That like that's all I want to know. Why are they not funny?
I'm over here doing man shit like, dog, I was chilling. Because there's not a lot of requirements over here. All you got to do, show up, suck the make a sandwich, play Madden. And you don't even got to be good at Madden. You just mash the buttons. That nigga be like, she's so good to me. She tried to play Madden. I love.
You even hear the laughter. It's all like, it's not really it's not, no, it's chuckling. It's like, it's like that. It's not that funny. I don't know if I can't say it's just me because I'm listening to the people laughing and it's not really, you know, it ain't Eddie Murphy. It ain't him. It ain't, who's that guy? The guy who got canceled for touching himself. Louis C.K. It ain't him. He's kind of funny. Actually, I was low key. Bill Burr. Man, Bill Burr's kind of funny. I didn't know he was that funny.
Men are easy to please. Compared to women, we don't ask nothing. And it's interesting that some men fall in love with foreign women simply because these women have cooked dinner for them once. The foolishness.
Dang, that's all it takes.
This observation reflects a perceived lack of kindness and affection in modern Western relationships. The act of a woman making dinner or a sandwich for her husband or boyfriend seems to be a lost art in modern Western.
So like, what's crazy? Maybe it's not that crazy. I did the cooking, but I don't know. I didn't mind it. I actually like cooking. So I know that some people, they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, it should be their role to cook. I don't know if I believe that. Like, my grandmother cooked and I enjoyed it, but my grandpa also cooked. My father also cooked. My uncle cooked. I cooked. I enjoy cooking. And for my case, like, if I didn't cook, I would have just had to eat out or eat TV dinners every day, and I didn't want to eat that. So, yeah, this notion that they have to cook, I don't know if I go with that. Now, if I met somebody who could cook better than me, I can fall in line, but to date I have not found that.
Culture, traditional acts like these can be misconstrued as symbols of slavery or weakness, lacking in power. The word submissive drives women nuts. To provide you with a better understanding, take a look at this clip featuring a married couple.
Oh, he kissed it on his neck without the $17,000. Yes, like.
Don't dismiss that question. It's a really important question. You just said you made $17,000, you know, essentially big deal. Make it next month and then we'll talk. So I'm asking you, if he made it 2 months in a row, would you then kiss his neck? I'm being metaphorical with it, but that's what he said he wants.
No, I don't think I would give him what he wants.
Okay, is it
the truth comes out? like what's crazy is that I've talked to people and like they're talking about other folks and they'll diminish the amount of money or whatever. They'll just diminish whatever someone's doing. It's as if they're capable of doing the same thing. So it's like, imagine if you just dunked on somebody, just straight up, just nut sacks on forehead, dunk on somebody. They'll try and diminish it as if they can dunk. If you drill 10 threes in a row, they'll diminish it as if they can make a three. If you make $50,000 a year, they'll diminish it and say, oh, well, it ain't nothing, while they're making $30,000 a year. I just don't get it. How can you be inferior, but also trying to diminish someone who's objectively superior to you? It doesn't make sense. I think that I don't really know what's going on, but it sounds like this man may have made $17,000 in a month, and I guess he wanted some respect, which, who can blame him for wanting some respect? And she refuses to respect the fact that he makes $17,000 and instead says, oh, we'll do it again. It's like, okay.
3 months.
No, it's not time. He could do it in infinite.
Exactly.
She cannot turn it off. Her entire life, she's been raised to be in control, to be independent, and to compete with men to the point where she doesn't know how to show affection and appreciation to men, including her own husband. A simple kiss shatters her.
That's crazy, right? Imagine being the man who married her. And, if you're a man, right? Like when you marry somebody, you're like, in your mind, you're thinking, I'm going to take care of this person for the foreseeable future. You're going to provide for them. You're going to protect them. All of the things that go along with it. And for that to be your wife, you probably have leveled up. Like most people don't start off making $17,000 in a month, but that's something that a lot of people have to work up to if they even get to it. And then to have the partner who you've chosen, who you wanted to give your life to, say they're not even going to give you a kiss for doing something. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Yeah, Yanni is saying $70K is a lot of money. It's hard to make that money. I think she thinks it's normal earning that kind of money. I don't think she thinks that, because I know girls who talk like this and they're broke and on food stamps. Like I've legit had girls tell me like they're trying to get like a certain type of person. And generally it's me. They're trying to get someone like me. And I'm just like, I don't know how to say it. I'm just like, in my mind, in the back of my head, I'm like, you don't stand a chance. It's like you have nothing to offer other than those 2 holes, which you can get. Like, I can get those 2 holes anyway. But I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too reductionist for a lot of people's comfort. But I don't give a shit. That's where I'm at. It's just like those 2 holes and get them anywhere. And once you've had a lot of them, you realize they're all the same. But I guess they haven't had enough of those holes to realize that they're all the same. Like after 10 or 15, it's just like, you know what? Like, yeah.
Ego and challenges her sense of identity. This is the product of modern Western society, and men are going where they are appreciated.
I'm glad that men are going where they're appreciated. They should. Like, why should any man tolerate any form of disrespect from anyone, including other men? I don't think that should happen. So if you're in an environment, like let's say you're on a team, or if you're in a company, or if you're in a community, like wherever you're at, if you're somewhere where people aren't respecting you, you need to leave. Like, why the hell are you there? I just don't, it don't make sense. Like, leave situations where the people aren't respecting you.
Now I'm over here being a junior man? No.
She called herself a junior man.
No.
That's
Like,
kind of
God,
funny.
please take me back to living righteously. This lifestyle sucks.
The junior man's kind of funny.
It sucks. And if dudes could tell you, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like if dudes could express what it is, but they can't. Like men never get a chance to talk about their plight as a man, what they go through as a man, because women won't let them, because women are awful. You won't let them. Y'all won't let men talk. Y'all
Her words. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to agree with her. I'm just agreeing with, like, I mean, if I disagree with her, I would be misogynist. So, like, I have to agree with her. She's part of the protected community. She's part of the alphabet community. So, you know, I have to listen to her. She says that women are trash. I have to agree, because if I don't, I'm a misogynist. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Say what they got to say. And I wish I could have heard about them, because if I would have known how hard it was to be a man, I wouldn't have picked this one, like this one, the boy one. I'm not saying you choose to be gay, but you do choose the style, and I wouldn't have picked man style.
Facts.
Like, real talk, she kind of looked like Lil Bow Wow mixed with Chris Tucker, who's fat. It's like a mix, like a heavy set Lil Bow Wow, Chris Tucker cross.
Most women can't walk a mile in a man's shoes. We make things look easy because we are built for this shit. That's why we keep reminding you that we men, ain't we? How much proof do you need? How many?
So I've noticed that because a lot of the guys, who is the guy? Well, we're gonna like this person, and then there's I think 3 others. They've been posting a lot of these TikToks of these girls just crying in their car about whatever, and it's just interesting to me. Like, why are they in their cars crying all the time? I don't really see a lot of men in their cars crying all the time.
Videos of women crying in the car do you need? How many times do we have to show you the statistics of women stressing out, burning out, antidepressants, etc., etc.? Yesterday, we made this video.
The double standard.
Fucking humiliated me tonight.
I'm curious, has anybody, let's call it what it is, it's physical abuse. Has anyone ever been physically abused by a woman? Or emotionally abused? Because I have. For a large part of my life. I would even go so far as to say sexually abused. You know, if I'm just standing up somewhere and like, you know, they just want to, you know, that, you know, just grope me, that kind of shit. Like, I'm just, how come it's okay for them to do it and it's not okay for me to do it? If we want equality, wouldn't that be fair? If you can grab my crotch, then I should be able to grab yours, right? If you can punch or slap me, then I should be able to punch or slap you back, right? If we're equal, you know, that's in my mind. Like, you know, if I'm not better than you, then like, why is there a legal handicap? if we're the equal, right? Like, why do you need government assistance? Why do you need a box to stand on to be my height if we're equal? Help me understand. I'm not smart enough to get it.
You humiliated your son, and I am past arguing about it with you.
You cannot do this as a man. You cannot lose your cool and slap the shit out of your woman. Women enjoy all kinds of privileges that these feminists don't want to talk about because it goes against the narrative of men living life on easy mode just because they are men. This is why women are pissed off, because for the first time in decades, men have a voice of truth that reaches the 4 corners of the world. I want to thank you guys for being active.
This is what was gonna come with it. Everything changed when I came over here. First thing changed is like I had to have money and shit. Like, you have to have money. Like, any like, no, you don't. He's like a pimp, which is not a good person. But like, to be you have to have money. That's the first step. When I was over here sucking, I didn't need no money. I'm not saying I never had money, but I did not have money a lot of the times, and I was okay. I wasn't worried about it. I would still go outside. Like, I got titties, I suck, it'll work out. I'm not the ugliest in the room. That's all you gotta do when you got titties and suck. Just don't be the ugliest in the room. All you find the ugliest and be like, I'm not gonna be her, and just keep pushing. And a night.
I mean, is she not wrong though, is she? Every time, like, so I used to go to back when I used to travel to certain cities, especially the degenerate ones like Miami. I would see all manner of, like, you know, across the scale. Most of them were sub 8s. I would say the majority of them were sub 5 and lower. A lot of them weighed what I weighed. Back then, I was about 215 pounds. And it's just like, even they would be able to, you know, get some action, if you want to use that word. Whereas, even if you are a guy and you're doing better than average, let's say you have, you know, a salary, you're making $70,000 a year, which puts you up there, right? Like, you're not doing bad. Somehow that's not good enough. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me.
Will shake. Yo, get something done. And then I stepped over here, Junior Manning, immediately. Well, can you buy me a drink? No, I'm out here empty pockets like you. What are we doing? It was confusing to me.
This is the red pill truth, brothers. Women don't love you for who you are. Women love you for what you can provide. That's why you have the same women who complain about the so-called gender pay gap, complaining about...
I won't lie. I think that this is true. That it's based off of what you can do. And I think this because I am no longer what you would consider a nice guy at all. Like I treat people equally, and so generally I'm not really someone who's just be like, oh yeah, just bend over backwards. I don't even hold doors open for them anymore. Like real talk, I'm not about that anymore. And it's crazy that we look here and it's like they're blaming it on men again. Like it's because there's a lack of economically attractive men. It's like, what if men went along and said, you know what, there's a lack of economically attractive women. Everybody would be up in arms. At no point in my life have I ever thought, hey, like, I want to look for a girl, but she has to make $250,000 a year. And she has to be this or she has to be that. In fact, every girl I've had, like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they weren't all that. They thought they were, but they weren't all that. But I was content. I'm just like, I don't need you to be all that, because I can, like that. I guess that's the power of being like, I guess one of those types of men is that like, I don't need you to be anything. I don't need you to be shit. Like I am enough on my own. I'm enough for both of us combined. I don't need you to do that. You can do other shit. And when you look at what they're looking for, they're looking at economically attractive as if men, I guess men will spend their money on them. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a man anymore. Maybe I'm a woman. I think I am a woman. I think I'm going to come out today. I'm a woman. I'm my pronouns are she, her, she, he, sure, her. Wait, sure. I'm sure now. That's my pronoun. And I think that I'm a woman because I'm just unwilling to pay for anything. So I mean, I guess I'm a woman now. I'm a white woman. I'm not even I'm a white woman. I want to be the good kind. I'm a white woman.
Not being able to find economically attractive men to date. You can't make this stuff up. That's why we call them agents of chaos. And that's why this stand-up is pure gold. Because a woman trying to be like a man have to learn the hard way that it's easier to be a woman.
I think we see this showing out in certain communities. There are more men who are trying to become women than there are women trying to become men. Yeah, I'll just leave that there.
So you got to get money first step. And that's hard to do because to get money, you have to be ambitious. You have to be ambitious. That's a big deal because you have to figure out how you're going to get the money.
We go to right here.
The all-female TV company that imploded. It's a classic. So
this is some show, or no, not some. I think it was some lady. She built her own company, all women. And I guess, they were like, we're going to fight misogyny, the patriarchy. We were dismantling all that bullshit. And here's what she has to say.
Janice, read.
Cat fights over handbags and tears in the toilets. When this producer launched a women-only TV company, she thought she'd kissed goodbye to conflict. Samantha Brick, her business was ruined by the destructive jealousy and infighting of an all-female staff.
I'm just curious, like, how do we make this men's fault? I need to know. How do we make it men's fault? Real talk. I mean, I got it too when I was in my relationship. Literally everything that went wrong, it was my fault. I could do nothing right, which is interesting because, well, I couldn't do anything right. I'm the one that's where I am now, and they're the ones who are, basically grown children who are still living at home, having to be taken care of. Which begs the question, what happens when mommy and daddy is no longer around?
Why women are children in grown bodies. Everything had an emotional foundation. Women don't like each other. They fight over handbags. You can't make this stuff up. That's why they need men as insurance, as sponsors, and guarantors to help them out of the problems they create for themselves.
So your biggest disagreement is just on how hard to work at this point? Yes, I feel like we both have 2 jobs.
You're working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
So is it the cutting?
Wait, so they both have 2 jobs. They're both working 80 hours a week and they're struggling financially. To me, that indicates not really a money problem. That represents a problem with like a spending habits problem. There is no way that you could be working 2 jobs and still not have money. Because remember, if you're working 2 jobs, that means that you're at work most of the time, right? Like you're not going to be out spending money. And I would know I've had 2 jobs at one point and I wasn't out there spending money because I had 2 jobs. And also, if you have 2 jobs, you have 2 jobs because you don't have money, which means that you wouldn't go out there spending money because you have to have 2 jobs. At least that's how I thought, right? Like it's just and even now, how I think is I don't have to worry so much about my income so much as I have to worry about my outcome, like what I'm spending, what's leaving. Or another way of saying it is if you have, $10,000, well, if you don't spend it in a month, you still have $10,000 the next month. If you don't spend any money that month, you still have $10,000 the next month. So you can control the quality of your life purely by controlling your spending. Right? You don't need to make $100,000 a year. You don't need to make $250,000 a year or $500,000 a year or even $1 million a year if you're not spending your money. But what I think is a lot of folks, they don't really want to have $1 million. They want to spend $1 million, which is a very big difference. Right? Having $1 million versus spending $1 million is not the same. Just like, having I don't know. I don't know how else to go. I don't know how else to explain that. It's better to control your spending than, obviously worry about your income, but your spending is maybe just as important, if not more important than your income.
On things that's a struggle?
Yeah, because I'm already working 2 jobs. I'm barely have a life as it is. On my days off.
She probably in debt too. She probably in debt. She probably went and got a useless degree, paid a stupid amount of money for that stupid degree, which I guess gave her the privilege of being able to work 2 jobs. I don't know. Maybe that's what degree owners or holders are looking for these days. They go to school so they can work 2 jobs. But she's saying that she wants to spend her money. She wants to live in the now. I've heard that before.
I want to be able to enjoy a little bit of the money that I'm making.
You'd be working 2 jobs longer. Is that what you want to do? If you spend a few hours of the pay every single day to go do something, then you're working a second job longer than you need to. We haven't even touched the personal finances of this yet, but that's my theory.
Yeah.
Is that worth it to you?
I can be happy now.
Kind of laugh is that? Like I've noticed that giggly laugh. That bullshit. Always not with the last one, but with the first one. Like little everything. If I called out anything, it was just I don't know. It's just some stupidity. Guess that's why she's a cashier at PetSmart. That's the level of her intellect. Be able to, make sure you can count 20s, 10s, 5s, 1s. Make sure you know what a quarter is, a dime, a nickel, pennies. Just make sure, you can scan the thing. I think that's the max of what she's able to do.
This laugh, this giggle says it all.
All right, let's move forward. Let's go through here.
Women are not loyal. You do not build.
That's why. If you're a man, you build it and you maintain it. That is work. That is work.
It is hard. It's harder to keep it. My experience, it's really easy to make money. It's a lot harder to keep it. I tell people now, anybody can make, 100,000, $1 million, 10 million, but not everybody can keep it long term. And I'm glad that she's seeing that. To me, this tells me that she has some level of she's above average intellectually, like intelligence wise. If she's able to step back and say, okay, I now understand that, you build something, but it's harder to maintain it. I think that requires a lot of maturity to understand And it sounds like she's learned this from experience, and just like me. I mean, I think all of us learn that from experience. We're all children after all. When we come to this earth, we're children, so we don't know any better. But over time, you learn, and I'm glad that she's had that opportunity to learn. And honestly, that's only going to improve her life. And over her, over time, she'll improve her life, and she may get to a point to where she really doesn't need to be bailed out, and that would be ideal, I think. And I wish more women were like her. Maybe this is who should be a role model. I know she's gay, but I don't, sometimes gayness doesn't really matter, right? Sometimes it's, they still have value to add to society. And I think that she could be a great mentor to women, whether they're gay or not. She could probably be a great mentor to young men too. Why? Well, because she tried to play a young man, and she may not have been successful, but I think that's how you learn the most. You try something and you fail. So just from that, I actually have a lot of respect for her. I don't know who she is, but just hearing, watching this video, even though she's not that funny to me, I actually have a lot of respect for her now. Which is interesting, right? I didn't know it was possible because I'm a racist, misogynist, heightist, ageist, whatever it is, all the words. I'm surprised that I can respect someone for their character. That's a foreign concept these days. You can only respect people for, their characteristics or traits that you can see. But so far, like, even though she's, not that funny, I think that if I were to meet her in real life, I'd probably enjoy talking to her. Real talk. We'd probably be friends.
And it's pressure. Because if you drop the ball, she's gone. You can't have a woman living like this and then be like, now we broke. She's leaving. That's why Franklin Saint was so stressed out. He was like, I got 3 months to fix it with this bitch. Or she's running off with my baby. It was stressful. Because that's the truth.
Facts.
Yep.
Red pill
She's
truth bomb.
It's the truth.
Women are not loyal. You do not build equity with women. It's, what have you done for me lately? What?
I think that's 100%. So much so that I've even gotten that from my own mother, where it's just like, I'll be like, I've done this. It's like, oh, well, what have you done? Like, it's just like, yeah, I yeah, well, interesting.
Why do you think 50% of women have a backup man in mind? In mind.
Man, so what I'm hearing is that if I'm ever dealing with any female, that she's never, like, I should never commit to just her. That's what I'm hearing. Because there's a 50-50 chance that she has someone on the bench. So maybe I should too. Of course, I know my worth, so I don't know. I think I would be the one who would win in this situation, but who knows? Maybe not.
Mind, fellas. She's always talking to someone. She always has someone on the bench. That's why it's referred to as monkey branching. It involves seeking a new partner while still in a relationship, with the willingness to end the current one if it fails to meet her desires. That's why modern Western women are taking L's every day, crying in the car because they are struggling to sell men this idea.
I saw this video of some woman at a coffee shop, and she said her name was Single and Ready to Mingle or something like that, or Very Single. I forgot. But the barista or whoever took her order was like, what? Like, what? And she's like, no, just seriously. And so they actually ended up calling her order, which was, Single, whoever. I forgot the exact thing. Well, anyway, she was doing that because there was some attractive guy who was sitting on the side at a table waiting for his order. And she was trying to get his attention. So she kept going back, like she kept saying it out loud and like looking at him and waiting. And he was just straight up ignoring. Like, never looked up. He was just on his phone, just like, and then she kept saying it, and then some older guy who I guess she thought was a creep started talking to her, and then she started getting all uncomfortable and and trying to like leave and shut him down while also trying to talk to the other person who just kept ignoring her, which I'm not gonna lie, like, it was funny to me. I'm like, I wonder if I wonder if more people will do that. I've always done that, by the way. I'm an ignore person kind of, because I know that it hurts people. I'm one of those. I know it hurts you, so I do it. But I'm low key. I don't like to be explicit with it. You know, I'm more of a I'll hurt you by doing nothing, which is the best kind. I just sit here. You know, you could be talking shit, and I'm just over here, not even listening, just on my phone, in my own world. I'm always in my own world. It's not like I do it on purpose all the time. Like, in general, I exist in my mind no matter where I am. So I would like to see more people doing it. I would like to find that video, actually. I don't know. Man, maybe I should have. I'll try to find that video for the next time. I'm going to try to do this type of content once a week. And when I say this kind of content, I don't mean just this bullshit here, just talking about women relationships, but culture, current events, news, geopolitics. So I think I'm going to try to do this once a week. And yeah, but for what it's worth, not all the videos are this. I want to make that clear. I can't do this for that many videos because I don't care enough.
Here, that the juice is worth the squeeze.
That's why I hate when I see dudes with like a certain type of women, and women judge that. Like, they'll see a guy of a certain caliber, they think he's super attractive, he's fine, they feel like he's with a woman that's not of his caliber, and they're like, ugh, what's he doing? Why is he with that?
I don't know this firsthand, but what I can say is what my ex told me, and I never saw it, and she said it a few times, and like she brought it up, but I never. I don't know. Again, I live in my own world. So I never saw it. I didn't understand it. I even asked, I'm like, why do you care? Like, who gives a shit? Like, that was my take. It's like, who gives a fuck? But she said that she used to get mean looks from other women, black women, when we were out together. I never noticed it. But she brought it up, and like several times over years. So it's not like, I had to. And yeah, my solution is like, why do you give a shit? Like as if they have a chance. It's like, I don't even see them. Like, I don't even know who you're talking about. But she said black girls, and I was just like, well, I mean, if you look, this is statistics. You know what? I don't want to, because I know that might be some black women who are looking at this. Let's see, black women obesity rate, just so we can make sure that I'm not lying. Let's see here. Come on now, open this up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I live here. So according to whatever this is, 38% of them are obese. That's a lot. I told her that it's like, why do you care? It's not like they have a chance with me anyways. But I don't think she liked that. That wasn't enough. I don't know. For what it's worth, my girlfriend was not black. So I guess, if black girls see a black man with someone who's not like them, then they get upset as if they have a chance. And I've actually had a black girl try to shame me for not wanting to deal with her. She's like, yo, mama black. I was like, she's not as black as you, though. Yeah, I don't care. I may have hurt her feelings, but I don't give a fuck. It's like, you ain't gonna bring up my mama and try to use that to shame me. It's like, I'll shame you. That's how this works.
That with the Crocs.
All right.
It's
I
like,
think
I'll tell
let's see if there's anything else in this video worth.
The sense of entitlement is over 9,000.
Wait, sense of entitlement. Who's entitled?
Then a man.
And even the fat in the Crocs is gonna complain eventually.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't even have all the charms I want for my Crocs.
Woo! This is pure gold. I remember explaining this to a woman that a man needs peace of mind, and it doesn't matter how pretty you are. Every man will get tired of a walking drama machine. The pretty women, the 8s and 9s, usually are the biggest headaches. The sense of entitlement is over 9,000. Long time ago.
Gender that they'll just get up and be dead for you. And it's not even just like women you've known forever that you love. Any bitch, like, you gotta die. You gotta die. I know which one you are.
Let's see this.
Legendary. Why?
But your father did not get in the lifeboat. Why was that?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know the rule of the sea, don't you? Women and children first. No man is going to take the place of a woman or child.
And by the time the women and children were in that lifeboat, it was full.
Absolutely.
The reason why her why is so powerful is because she is shocked that there is even a question as to why her father didn't go on the lifeboat. He was expected to die because he was a man, adhering to the women and children first principle. To take it a step further, her father didn't hesitate to do so because men were respected back then. Nowadays, not so much, but men are still expected to sacrifice in situations like this.
The thing
That's
is
why
I don't see that happening anymore. Yeah, look at this. Don't save. Yeah, it ain't happening anymore. Like even with me, unless you're my family, no, I'm not getting in it. It's like it's gonna sound effed up, but if there was somebody on the side of the road getting attacked, I ain't doing shit. It's like I don't help strong, independent people. I've never helped strong, independent people because I'm a strong, independent person, and no one has ever helped me because I'm a strong, independent person. That's how it works. So yeah, it's interesting. All right, let's see what else is here. We don't want. Okay, so I think this is right here. I want to go with this. Let me close this one. So this is. Wait, what is this? Yeah. This is some guy. I don't know. He just randomly popped up on my feed a couple days ago or yesterday. I don't know. Maybe a day or two ago, and he has a lot to say, and I think it needs to be shared. Before I do that, let me make sure that I have. Oh man, I think let me make sure I share that last thing that we just did. Modern women. Johnny. Wait. Oh, here we are. Come on, man. All right.
Like dudes could express what it is, but they can't.
Okay, so we'll close that and I'll share that up here. Cool. All right, let's go.
Yes, I regret moving to the U.S. 4 months ago, this 19-year-old...
Whoa, wait.
Yes,
She's pregnant? We got to stop this. We need to get rid of anchor baby shit in this country. I don't think that you should be... The child should get the same legal status as the mother and the father. Let's just say the mother. They should get the same legal status. That's both. Let's go both. We got to be equal. They should get the same legal status as the parents. I don't like this idea of you're an illegal alien or a migrant. You come here, you have a baby, and now all of a sudden your baby is American, and now you get to stay because like your baby. If they, I don't agree with that. They should get deported after they have their baby or after their visa stay expires, and their baby should go with them. I don't like this idea of this, but let's get in the video.
Regret moving to the U.S. 4 months ago, this 19-year-old Venezuelan...
What did you think was going to happen when you jumped the line in front of all the other migrants that were here? All the other legal people that are going through the process of trying to get legalized.
This is the issue right there. That he hits the nail on the head. I know people who are going, I mean, they're not even done. They're going through the process, and it's taking years. And these people think that they should be able to just walk across the border and then just get and be entitled to all of the benefits that I don't know, like that they think they deserve. Like that pisses me off. Especially when I've also had to deal with immigration shit. Even though I'm a natural born citizen, I'm like what they call what do you call us? The foundational black people, whatever that bullshit is they're talking about. I'm one of those, right? Even me, I had to deal with it. So why the hell do they not have to deal with it? They shouldn't just be able to walk across the border. And if they do, we should just send them to prison like we do black people for having drugs, right? Like just send them to prison, and that's your free labor source. If you want, you get your slaves. But I don't know why not. They don't. I think they're doing it for votes.
What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen based on where you came from, where you never see 50-degree temperatures, but here it drops down to -20, -30 sometimes? What did you think was going to happen when we have rats the size of dogs here? What did you think? What did you think was going to happen when you moved into neighborhoods by the thousands, and you were expecting taxpayers to house and foot the bill for your medical?
Yeah, that's the thing right
your
there.
Your furniture, your
it's
clothes.
That like either I don't know if they expected that, or I like to give benefit of the doubt. These are people who are not Americans. They don't know how our country works. In their country, because I think it came from communism, I think the government did everything for them. So maybe they come here thinking that because America's rich, that our government does things for us, for the citizen, and it doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know if it's fair to say that, that they're, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, but maybe this is a stretch. I'm gonna just keep going.
It was your car, your job, to pay all your expenses and stuff, so you could get your work permits, your social security card, and all this other stuff. What did you think was gonna happen? This American dream that you expected to come here and find overnight didn't take these people that built this country overnight to do so. It took them years. Sometimes people lost their lives in the process of building this country and never got to it.
He is absolutely spot on. I can think of a few that are very impactful to my life, like Dr. Martin Luther King. He did not get to see the fruits of his efforts. Malcolm X did not get to see the fruits of his efforts. I don't even know if Thurgood Marshall or Frederick Douglass. I don't like all these people who I grew up idolizing. I don't know if they got to see the fruits of their efforts. Yet we have these people who just walk across our border who think that they should be able to enjoy the fruits of the efforts of the people who came before us. It don't work.
Experience what it is today. I am an American. I am a soldier. I am a warrior. I serve this country. And I definitely believe this country deserves respect.
As do I. As do I. Again, I don't like that we have so many people in our country who openly hate our country, as if they've been anywhere else. Or like, if you hate the country so much, then fucking leave. That's what I do when I'm in a situation that I don't like, is that I leave the situation that I don't like. But I don't know, for some odd reason in this country, we have people who are like, oh, I don't like the country, so I want to destroy it. How are these people not labeled as domestic terrorists or enemies of the state? Because that's what they are. They are literally enemies of the state.
By being built by immigrants. But the one thing that I don't like is I don't like people thinking that they can just come here and they can get things handed to them and they can get things just shoveled their way because of their expectations of the country that they came from. I don't know who told you or perpetuated this idea that when you came to Chicago or New York or California that it wasn't going to be easy or that it wasn't going to be hard. But I'm here to tell you right now, we don't want you here.
I'm glad. Please, we all need to do a better job of saying the quiet parts out loud. I think that's the only way that things are going to change. I don't want them here either, at all. And if our government isn't willing to do anything about it, you better believe that once I get frustrated, I will do stuff. I will start doing stuff about it. I gotta believe that I'm not the only man who feels this way. At a certain point, the camelback breaks. And, we're giving all of our money to fight these stupid ass wars that aren't here for people who don't even like us. We have homeless people here. We have kids who go without food here. We have a failing education system. Yet we're giving our money to these useless people who are crossing our borders. They have no useful skill sets. None. And to be honest, some of the folks who are coming, they're not liked by some of the people who, who historically do the type of work. And this is going to sound bad, but I've been hearing that Mexicans don't really like these Venezuelans who are coming here because they lazy. Just saying. I can't substantiate that, but that's what I've heard. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. We'll see. But I've never met any Mexican American who's lazy. They all work hard. So if they say something, I don't know. I kind of got to believe them. And I mean, they haven't lied to me yet. Like, not only do they work hard, they've said that black people don't work that hard and that we're lazy. And I mean, he's got a point. A lot of black people are kind of lazy. No, comparatively, right? Comparatively, it's always everything is in relative to some other group, and I don't see black folks working as hard as Mexicans at all. Not now. I mean, maybe this was in the past, and I kind of get it, right? Like there is some precedent to why, certain they feel like they don't have to do anything, but that we won't get too far into that. What's up, Kyle? Wish we could keep these type of extremes in check and label them as such, but that's what some politics want. Well, I think I'm starting to understand how all of this is working. We get the government that we deserve. We put these people in place and we don't hold them accountable. And I will admit that I'm part of that problem. I don't vote. I've never really had any interest in it. I am not into politics because for the most part, because I had a lot of my grandpa's influence. He grew up in a time when he didn't have rights, and so did my mom. So in their mind, they're like, no matter who's in power, our lives are going to not be that great. So what you should do is just do the best that you can, no matter who it is, and focus on skills so that you always have a good shot. But now, I don't know, maybe maybe they were wrong. Maybe, well, when I say they, I'm talking about my grandpa, right? I think my grandmother may have voted, but they all voted for the same folks. Just, I'm sure you can guess who they voted for. But yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe I might have to start getting involved in this type of stuff, because if what comes from me not being involved is a destruction of the country that to be honest, this is the only home I have. Like, even though I have a visa situation where I can live in other places forever, this is still my home. My family didn't immigrate here, right? Like, this is as home gets. As far as we know, we have been here since we've been here. And to have people who aren't from here, who didn't contribute to this, whose ancestors, is what I mean, their ancestors did not contribute to this country, to have them come here and try to destroy what my ancestors built, I take personal offense to that. So I don't know, maybe it's interesting how this migrant issue could be the thing that gets me more into this type of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and keep going.
We want people coming here legally. We want people coming here through the right process. My business is suffering now. People don't want to come to my area and do business with me as much because you guys fill up the streets. They're trying to build encampments here and stuff in Chicago. You all are all over the police station. You force yourself into people's garages and steal their tools. You force yourself.
Dang, they stealing shit now? They stealing shit? They trespassing too? Man. I wonder why. Are they doing that in Texas? I haven't heard of any of this happening in Texas. I don't know. Maybe. Can you imagine? Like, some of these migrants, they end up on some dude's ranch thinking that they about to go steal some shit, and they end up catching a 50 caliber bullet in the head.
Entryways into their businesses and destroy and leave garbage and trash, drugs and needles and stuff all over the place. So
wait, they're doing drugs too? So I thought drugs was a very American thing. This is news. This is news to me. I didn't know they were doing drugs. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. They could be. I'm not saying he's lying. What I'm saying is that I think that it could also just be regular homeless Americans who are doing that. But if they are doing drugs and shit, that's interesting.
For everything that you thought this was going to be such an amazing place to be, you've come here and you've destroyed this place. You've destroyed our neighborhoods. You've come into our businesses and been disrespectful to us trying to sell your products throughout the day. It's not about peace anymore. It's about, I want my business back. I never had so much graffiti all over my building. I never had...
You know what, Kyle? I think you're right, but not for the reason that you may be thinking. They're illegal aliens. We don't know that they're in this country. So if they were to not exist anymore, like, who would know? How can they prove it? These people are undocumented. Can you have rights in our country and not be documented? Just a legitimate question. Like, if you come into this country and you're illegal, like, do you have rights? I would hate for my tax dollars to be wasted trying to figure out who killed an illegal migrant. If we don't, like, if they came in, like, and didn't even get documented, it's like, no, like, this, they didn't exist.
So much garbage all over the streets. I've never seen so many people with their hands out demanding that they get taken care of. Never in my life.
Dang, and he's saying that in Chicago. So I have an issue with this because I've been told that black people, all we do is ask for handouts. That's what I've been told. So now I'm thinking that this is bullshit. Well, not what he's saying, but like, no, that whole like asking for handouts, I think that's bullshit now. Let's see, Chicago, black population. I don't know. I've only been to Chicago once. I'll never go back again. I was in the not black part. I didn't realize it was that segregated. And I went for work. So it wasn't like I wanted to go. It was just, I remember going somewhere. I was just like, this is the strangest place I've been in a long time. You know, coming from where I am in Texas, where people all think that it's racist and that it's just hick town. And it's just like, no, it's very diverse here. And I went to Chicago. I'm like, where's the diversity? Because I always heard it was diverse. And then to find out that it's diverse, but they put all of the, people somewhere else. They not where I was. All right, let's figure out, where is Chicago here? Chicago. Wait, what is this? Heat map. I just want a number right now. I'm not about to read this. It's too much effort. Let's look at this. Maybe. All right, maybe we won't look at this. All right, cool. There we are. 27%. Okay. That's not insignificant. That's damn near 30%. Oh my gosh, wow. It's almost parity. Wow, look at that. It's almost at parity. Interesting. Cool. Let's see. From a legal standpoint, you are a U.S. citizen inside the border. Really? Well, okay. I don't like that because when I go to other countries, I'm not a citizen as long as I'm in their border. That's not how I'm treated. I want reciprocal. I want to reciprocate like what the rest of the world does. If I go to a country and they don't see me as part of their country, then we should do the same. It's only fair.
Until this huge influx of migrants started coming here. And you know what? It's pretty sad when I walk in local businesses that have hired people from Venezuela and they don't even want to work. They're on their phones, playing on Facebook.
Wait, they have phones and Facebook and TikTok? Interesting. They have cell service in America? Cellular service ain't cheap here. I think like the base of just a basic plan, you're spending almost $100 a month. How are they getting cellular service?
And TikTok and YouTube, neglecting the customers that are in the very business where they're supposed to be making money and they have a job. Just a few doors down from me, there's a resident here. They went to a local barber shop. One of the ladies across the street here started a business down the street. She hired a few Venezuelan people to come work for her. He's from Mexico, my neighbor down here. He said, Rich, I've never seen such lazy people in my entire life. Yeah. Mexican people don't do stuff like this, man.
Yeah,
he said these people are from Venezuela, and you can clearly see what's going on because they don't work. They're lazy. They are just flat out lazy. He said she had 4.
I'm being real. I've never met a lazy Mexican. Ever in life. And I live in Texas. It's a lot that Spanish is basically it's the unofficial language here. I have never in life met a lazy Mexican person. In my experience, they all work incredibly hard. And not only that, they work hard in school too. Like in every area of life, they work hard. I've never met a lazy Mexican. But I've never met Venezuelan people, so I don't know. I don't know what they are.
4 people working in the salon. 4 people. And he said I sat there for 30 minutes with a magazine in my hand and then stood up the last 10 minutes of that 30 minutes and was standing there like, is somebody going to take me to the freaking seat to cut my hair or not? 3 guys walked in the back, and 1 guy stayed in the chair playing on his phone. He said something to the lady running the joint, and she turned around and looked at the kid and was like, are you going to do his hair or not? You're just going to sit there. And the kid took me over there. Afterwards, she told him, I can't get these Venezuelans to work. Half the time they're on their phone. They're taking 20-minute breaks. They're in the bathroom all the time. They're doing the same thing that we complain about our own employees doing, and they just got here. You know what? And some of you that came here have only been here 5 or 6 weeks, and you come in here to buy parts from me. You've already got a car. You've already got clothes, brand new shoes.
Wow. You can just come in here, you just walk across the border in a few weeks, and you just get shit. Do you know how many years it took me to get to where I am? Well, let's not even get to where I am. How many years it took me to get to a point to where I can buy my own car? From the age of 18, I'm just going, from the age of 17, because legally, I was working. So it's like from the time I was 17, it took me 5 years. It took me 5 years to get to a point where I can buy my own car. And these people within a few weeks, they can somehow buy a car here. Either they brought a lot of money from Venezuela, which I thought was worthless, and I guess converted it to American dollars. But it's like if they were walking across the border with tens of thousands of dollars, there's a lot of interest in you pass up a lot of really nice countries to live in for really cheap. Nicaragua is not that bad. No, you can live there for quite cheap. I don't think Mexico is that bad either. At least the places I've been to in Mexico. Hell, like there are places in South America that aren't that bad. It's like why come up here?
You already got an apartment. What more do you want?
In Chicago? Wow.
You're literally being handed thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a piece, and you're complaining about being in America. Well, you're getting handouts, just like the very country that you came from that can't sustain handing you out things anymore. As Americans, as immigrants here, legally, we've had enough. And we don't want you in our neighborhoods. We actually want you to go back home.
Man, we need more people like him. Like, just straight up. Like, I don't want him here either. I'm not even gonna lie. Maybe that's a hot take. If you disagree, I don't care. I don't want them here at all. They should go back. In fact, they shouldn't go back on our dime. I've been seeing that New York is talking about buying them a plane ticket to anywhere. Even though that's New York's money, I don't think any American dollar should be spent to get them to anywhere. They need to cover that cost on their own. They walked over here on their own, send them back. Like maybe we give them, we bust them down to the border and just, dump them there and, maybe they can swim back. I don't know. It's not my problem.
We want you to go back home so we can continue to fix what we have because we can't fix it with you here. The people in my neighborhood, in Chicago and stuff, of all ethnicities, now we're tired of it. There's very few people that want you guys here. I had 2 people come in the last...
There are some people that want them here. And those folks, are generally, they all have some things in common. I'm not going to say what that is, but they have some things in common. But they also make money off of it. That's why I think that a lot of this is being allowed to happen. Government corruption. It's that simple. And I also think that they thought that they can bring these folks here so that they can buy votes, because there has been an attack on Trump. So I think that they think that he may win. And it looks like they're willing to do whatever possible to ensure that that doesn't happen. Included but not limited to maybe just leaving the border open and then, making these people or telling these people you're going to do all of these things for them. Okay, basically do the thing that they've done. They're going to pander, which is what they've done to every community. They say, oh, you vote for us, we'll give you this. I don't understand why people aren't smart enough to understand that no one's going to give you anything. That's not how this works. That's not how this works in life. Like, giving up your rights and your freedoms and your power over to someone else so they can do something for you, that doesn't make any sense. That's not how this works. Real talk, if you gave me your power, I may do the same thing too. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know if I will, but I'm just using that to make a point.
3 months to say, I think we should love and care for all people, even if it drives us straight into the dirt.
No.
Even if it just corrupts and topples our whole economy. How fucking ridiculous does that sound? I'm worried about my family and my people here, the immigrants in my community that support our businesses and stuff that took years. Literally,
Notice what he said, though. We need more of this. We don't have enough of it. He says, my people. If you're an American, if you're in America and you are, if you're trying to become American, I know everyone here isn't an American, but there are a lot of folks here who they come here because they would like to be American. They believe in, what the values that we have. I like how this dude is talking. He says, my people. A lot of us don't do that enough. I do this a lot because I'm just like, we're all American. Like, we're like, I understand what it means because I've been outside of the country. We need more people speaking like this to understand that we're Americans. We are the same people. The rest of the world, they not going to give us nothing. It's not like they love us. Like states, the way stateship works is that the most powerful country doesn't get fucked with. However, if we continue to destroy ourselves, we won't be the most powerful country. And if you want to know what happens to weak countries, look no further than, look at what happened to China in the 19th century. They had their, they call it their period of shame or something. Like, I forget what they call it, where they got screwed over by Great Britain, by Portugal, France, the United States, because they were weak. They were fragmented. That's going to happen to our country. It wasn't good. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that what happened is that should happen, but that's just how things work in life. Or it's nature. Weak things die. They get exploited. If we are not willing to recognize that we are the same and band together, then we will be divided. And that's the best way to win against an enemy, is to divide them. It's something that we do in computer science too. We call it divide and conquer. It's it comes from UK. It was a strategy that they used very, 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 very well, which is how they were able to build an empire that expanded across the globe. Divide and conquer. People need to understand that we are Americans and that other Americans are our people, our brothers and sisters.
There's people that have been here for 30 years that have been paying taxes, that are on they keep getting extended visas, and still don't have citizenship. And they've been taxpayers for over 30 years.
He's right. Some of these people have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhDs in hard sciences, in the things that we need. They are contributing meaningfully to our economy and to our society and to our culture. And even they had to jump through these hoops and do all this BS just to be able to get citizenship. Did y'all know that if you want to get citizenship in this country, You have to understand the history of our country, because there's a test that you have to take. You have to understand our history, the Constitution, what's in it, the Bill of Rights, all the shit that Americans don't know. If you were to go and talk to most Americans, they can't point on a map where a state is. They don't know where our capital is. Some of them don't even know that our capital is Washington, D.C., which is strange. People don't understand what our flag means. Why are there 50 stars? What are those stripes? What are they representing? All of these things, people who immigrate here legally, who want to get citizenship, they have to learn this stuff so that they can pass this test, so that they can get full citizenship. And even with that, they get no benefits whatsoever. Like they're basically Americans at that point. That's what it is to be an American. Your government doesn't give a fuck about you. That's classic American. And these people who have done none of that shit, who, in my opinion, aren't that valuable to our society, they get all of these benefits over the people who have actually contributed to the society. It's so backwards. It's so backwards.
And you come here and you get taken care of right away, get out of my neighborhood. We don't want you here no more. There's an encampment going up right down the street here on 38th in California. Over 2,000 illegal immigrants are going to be on that property. That property costs $91,000 a month to the city.
Yes, to the city, but private interests own that lot. That's what I'm getting at, is corruption.
Every single person there, every 6 months on average, is about $9,000 to $12,000 is what it's going to cost per person.
God damn.
There's over 2,000 people going on that one property alone, 115th and Halstead. There's a whole entire shopping center right there that they're turning into a migrant camp. That's about $9,000 to $12,000 per person.
So now we're going to have these disgusting slums in America. Wow. We're going to have those type. Have y'all ever seen slums in other countries? Let's think about let's go to Venezuela. Where they're from? Venezuela. I've never been to Venezuela. I've been around it, but I've never had an interest to go there. I'm not a big fan of the food. I like Peruvian food, but most of the other stuff down there, I'm not really a fan. Just rice and beans. I'm not into that. I like my own rice and beans. Well, it won't let me click it. Oh, maybe it will let me click it. Okay. They always look okay from a distance, but when you walk in them, actually no, it will take me too long to find it. So I did go through some areas in Peru. So I have pictures of what it looks like inside of these places. I think there's one that's popular in the Philippines. So let's see, slums, Philippines. There might be pictures inside of this one. Maybe. For what it's worth, these people aren't coming here illegally. So like, don't be like, oh yeah, no. These people are in the Philippines. They're not coming here illegally. Every Filipino person I've ever met, they've come here legally, and they come here to work, and as well as contribute to society in a very meaningful way. They tend to do jobs that we need. This is going to sound racist, but a lot of them are nurses, which we need. So yeah, including the men. It's not just the women. There's a lot of men nurses too. Yeah. So I wonder at what point are we going to start to see stuff like this in America? Slums. Oops. Wait, what is this? Why are we what? How did we get to here? Here, let's go. Yeah.
Person for 6 months. All the shelters that are full, we can't even get homeless people in there. Mothers.
See, ain't that something? We have our own homeless people, and even they can't get in. How is it that you have these people who claim to care so much about others, but there's always been a homeless population in Chicago, so why haven't they been doing all of this for them? Why is it the case that it takes illegal migrants coming over our borders for them to try to build shelters that on land that costs $91,000 a month. Has there not been a homeless population in Chicago until now? This is my issue. How is it that these people are getting better treatment than our fellow countrymen? And am I out of pocket for saying that they shouldn't, no, they should not get that treatment at all from us? That they don't deserve anything from us. They're not entitled to anything from us. Do you think that if it were flipped and we were going there, do you think that they would do you think that they would go all out for us?
That get put out on the street. Single moms don't get assistance anymore. The African American community, they're not getting any of the assistance anymore. The low income community, no, because it's all going to you guys. So for as much as you're disappointed on the America that you showed up at, we're disappointed in the fact that our neighborhoods and stuff are getting taken over and vandalized and destroyed by you people coming from out of state, out of the country. So we've also had enough, and we're disgusted by it, and we don't want you here. We want you to go back to the country.
He needs to keep saying it. We don't. I don't. I can't say we. I don't know what y'all want. I don't want them here at all. They should go the hell away. Or I do want them here, and we should put them in prison like they do black people. Make them make license plates. No, maybe they can make more Victoria's Secret underwear. I mean, that's I don't know if y'all knew that. By the way, they use slave labor, but it's not slave labor; it's prison labor. It's like have them make textile, like put them to work in prison if they want to stay in this country.
Came from, and build your family there. Come here legally in a controlled fashion so we can help support you, not like this. That's all I got to say, and I won't bring this up again here on TikTok. I'm tired of it, and I'm in my community out here protesting against the illegal immigration, and I'm with my people on the streets because I want our mayor recalled. He had no business taking our tax-paying dollars.
Oh, I think that's that black dude, Brandon Johnson. I think that's just the Chicago mayor. Let's see. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. I think that's his name. Yes, I know mayors of cities. I'm not. Yeah. Oh yeah, it is Brandon. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. This guy. Yeah. man, why does he have to? It's whatever. I'm not gonna say anything. This is going to be one of those times where I'm just going to be like, I'm going to give him some privilege. You know, we're the same. We're the same. So I'll leave off. I'll move on.
For $440 million by the end of the year to illegal immigration. By the end of the first quarter next year, J.B. Pritzker, our governor, just increased it another $160 million. So we're projected over $650 million by the end of the first quarter next year.
Wow, that is crazy. Especially when you consider that Chicago doesn't even own their streets. I don't know if that's a little known fact, but I'm going to assume that most people don't know how stuff works. Chicago doesn't own their streets. And maybe that's why they don't care. Like the city, because the city of Chicago doesn't own the streets. It's owned by, I think, is it Saudi Arabia, or it's one of the Middle Eastern countries. So maybe that's why they don't care. Maybe it's like, you know what, this is their problem. They'll fix it. I don't know. Anyways, let's go on. What's up, Eddie? Or I'm sorry, you got cells. What's up? How you doing? All right. I think, which one do we want? Which one? We could do men's comments. What is this? Hell, the single mother. Okay. Single mother. Wait, why is this here? Okay. What is this? Japanese women want passport bros and passport. You know what? Let's do this one. This is, I've never heard of this person, but they're new, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and give them a like. And I will decide if I'm going to subscribe after watching the video. I don't know what this is, but I am going to share this here. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. 12 minutes. Okay, sure. That's not that bad.
disappointed me since I've been living here is the amount of coonery that I've seen in Tokyo.
Coonery, huh?
And sorry to say, but it's mainly from black men from
me?
America.
Black men.
The
I'm
way
a black
that I have
man.
to watch y'all treat me and my fellow black sisters, but treat the Japanese women all delicately like they're special flowers is insane.
But they are special flowers. I've never seen them talk like she's talking.
The amount of times that I've met black men from America who give people the N-word here is crazy.
Give people the N-word here. I actually don't say that word. I haven't said it in damn near 15 years. I don't know what she's talking about, but let's.
I recently went to a club and this black guy was asking me how my experience is here dating, and I was telling him, and then he was like, "Well, I'm in heaven here because you know they like fetishize us, so they be worshiping us and doing whatever the so I'm in heaven." What? None? Or the black men that'll be talking to me, and then when we get done, they're like, "I enjoyed the conversation. You're so cool. I love black women. I worship black women. I wish there was more in Tokyo." And then we'll go over to their Japanese girlfriend and then talk about us. When black
What is that sounds like equal treatment. What I've noticed is black women will get on the internet and talk shit about black men who haven't done anything to them, who aren't even looking for them. So I don't understand why they care. You know, what I've heard is that these women don't want those black men. They call them short, they call them broke, they call them dusty. They say that they ugly, that nobody want them, and then when they leave and go somewhere else where they are wanted, now all of a sudden it's a problem, and it's confusing to me. It doesn't make sense because in my mind, if someone who I don't like leaves, I'm happy. But I don't know, maybe maybe I'm just messed up in the head where I'm happy when I get what I want. Maybe that's just, I don't know. I have a mental issue. That must be what it is.
American men get over here, the coonery be on 10. Y'all need to pipe down because they do not watch y'all. Now that I've been living in Japan,
Yanni, we going. We going to Japan, Yanni.
For a while now and kind of been in the dating scene.
You too, Kyle. If you trying, we going to Japan.
I think these videos should stop. I get that, like, before when I was in America watching them, I'd be like, see, Japanese people will date us, they will like us. And then, like, when they say they wouldn't, I would genuinely get mad and be like, but why not? And after living here, I realized that, like, even though we see these videos online of, like, some Japanese people saying they would, when you get here, you're most likely not going to find them.
Like, what's crazy is some of all people, a black girl asked if I was a passport bro because I travel. I was just like, just consider that not all of us are broke like you, where it's just like, I've been traveling a lot, since I've been 17, right? When I got my first job, I made it a point that I would save money because I wanted, well, it wasn't that I wanted, the girl that I was with, she wanted to travel, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I have to save money. So that's what I did. I got a job and another job. I was working 2 jobs. The second job, all that money got saved, and it was for, the chance to go somewhere. At that time, man, the tickets, I saw the ticket to go to the Philippines at that time. For what it's worth, the girl I was with, she's half Filipino. That's the reason. That's the only reason. I have no interest other than that. But I was like, well, I guess we can go to the Philippines. I looked at that ticket price. Oh my gosh. I was just like, it's going to take me 8 months to be able to save for the ticket and for a hotel to stay there for a week. Yeah. Anyway, long story short is now I've been all over now, and I guess now I guess I'm a passport bro because I've been to other countries. I think that's all it takes is you have a passport. So I'm on my 3rd passport, and I've been to close to 50 countries so far. And at no point in any of those countries did I do any of those things that I guess passport bros do, mainly because I'm out there doing other things, building relationships. Not those kind of relationships, but like meaningful relationships, money. I care about that business, that kind of stuff, or just talking to locals just to understand how life is lived out there. Because I actually enjoy that. Some people are curious about how other people are living and searching for better ways, right? Or better perspectives on looking at life. I don't think that the American perspective is the only perspective, and nor do I think it's the best one. And I'm not saying that there's a ranking. I just think that it's better to have multiple perspectives over having just one. I'm wondering if she is military and stationed in Japan. Maybe, I don't know. But what's interesting about this is that a lot of, because I don't know if you've noticed this. Anytime there's guys doing something, they also have to have their own version of it. So they have their passport cis movement, but what a lot of them are finding out is that nobody wants them, which is it's kind of it's like they think, oh yeah, well, we just gonna go do it too, without realizing that you might get piped down, but that's about it. Like, they ain't about to take you to their mama, not with you talking like that.
And even if they get on those videos and say they would, most likely they're like, when they come face to face with you, they're not going to do it.
She's lying. Or no, I take that back. She's not lying. That's not fair to say she's not lying. She just doesn't know. She doesn't understand. She does not know. That is, I usually have to push people away from me in other places. I've never had a problem in those countries. In fact, I don't even have a problem in this country. So whatever she's on about is just a bunch of BS. And if she were smarter, she would understand that the people who are going to these countries, they have the means. Like, if I buy my ticket to Japan, that's $8K just to get there, to and from, right? The hotel price a night is $500 to $600 a night for Tokyo. So it's like you're not broke. And they know that if you coming out, first of all, you're exotic. And for me, I'm relatively tall. I'm like, I don't know. According to the stats, I'm in the top 99th percentile. And I think I'm well spoken enough, even though I have my little accent. I can also barely speak. I say barely speak. I can barely speak 3 languages too. So it's just like, not only that, it's like I'm educated, all of the things, and they're talking about, oh yeah, they're not gonna. It's like, no, you're just on meth. That's what you're on. You're just on one.
Just already assume that they're not going to date you. Just already believe that they're not going to date you. And if they do, they're probably not going to take you seriously unless you're palm colored. And that's just the really real of it.
Wait,
what's up, guys?
Palm colored? She said unless you're palm colored? What does that mean? Palm colored? I don't know what that means, but all right.
Back again with another video for the Passport Bros. First and foremost, please.
I guess he must be I wonder if he's like a passport bro. Oh yeah, the global code. Yeah, he must be like a passport person, or wanting to be. I don't know. I've never met any. I've never met any passport bros, but I guess I will in the future. So if you're a passport bro person and you happen to be in Japan and you see me there, say what's up. I like meeting people wherever. Like, you could be whoever. Like, you could be Black, Asian, Hispanic, Arab. I don't care who you are. Indian. If hit me up. I like talking to whoever. If you're American, that's one thing that I've noticed is whenever I leave the country, it seems like all of the Western people, and I'm not just talking about men, I'm talking about Western people in general. It seems like it's a stronger community outside of the West. So, and you can tell, kind of. So, like, if you're just walking, at least they can tell with me. Just walking, and it's like you'll make eye contact. That's what happened to me when I was in Singapore not long ago. I was walking, and I was in the MRT station. I was refilling up my card so I can. I need to go somewhere. I need to put more money on my card or whatever. So I was doing that, and out the corner of my eye, I saw a Black person. I was just like that, and then like when I looked, I saw his reaction. He went like this, and like it could have been a movie. There are people walking by, and we're just like eye contact, and then we just started walking toward each other. we did the universal yo, what's up? I didn't know who he was. I've never met him. He wasn't even American, turned out, but like it's weird when you're in these places. It's you look out for that, and yeah. So if y'all are like that, passport people, bro, whatever the hell they're calling y'all these days, like, come talk to me. I'll be down to chat. I'd like to know what your experiences are like. I don't date in America or abroad in general. I'm focused on other things right now. I got to get to my 8-9 figure goal. So when I get to my 8 or 9 figure goal, I'm still not gonna do it. So I'm gonna keep it to myself, my family.
Subscribe button helps the channel a lot, and I appreciate it very, very dearly.
I gave him a like. I need to make sure I
Now
share this
we
with
have
y'all.
this.
I'm not saying y'all should subscribe to him because I don't know what his content's like yet, but I don't know. At least go and support him if you like what his message is saying. Give him a like. No, we want to make sure that people like him who have the courage to come up into public and to talk about these types of things, knowing that they're going to get a lot of hate. That takes a lot. So just giving a little bit of support helps him out.
Passport Sister speaking on her experiences in Japan, and it wasn't really meeting up to her expectations as she thought. Like a lot of these passport sisters like to think. Basically seeing the difference of how black men.
So far, this is hard for me to watch. I don't want to. I mean, his message is fine, but it's just a bunch of stock videos talking slow. I'm gonna try and get through it, but I'm not sure how much longer I can keep going.
Passport bros, but not just black men. You know, black passport bros is not just black men; it's white men, Hispanic men, Asian men as well. But in this particular video, we're talking about black men and how much praise and adoration and love we get in Japan, and just the difference of treatment. These Japanese women.
All right, I can't do it. I'm sorry. We'll go on.
My booking number is 4.
What's she crying?
G as in George.
She must have thought that the cruise was gonna wait on her.
Q as in quick. X as in X-ray. Q as in quick.
So I identify as trans financial.
I do too. I think I identify as trans financial too. You know, the problem is that I was born 100-aire, but I was actually in a billionaire's body. So I'm going to need you all to treat me like a billionaire and to give me all of the privilege of a billionaire, because I identify as a billionaire, a white female billionaire. Address me as she, her. Address me as billionaire Wilma.
Which means that I am a rich girl stuck in a broke girl's body, and that is
So she's broke and wants to be rich. Okay, got it.
one of the hardest things that I have to deal with in life.
Look, there's Santa. Brittany, what do you want?
I think she was being funny though. Real talk. I know she wasn't serious. I'm just going along with it.
for Christmas? A man to treat me with some respect.
Hey, why are hurricanes normally named after women?
Because we're the strong ones. Go women power.
No, because when they come, they're wet and wild. And when they go, they take your house and car.
Are you kidding me?
Totally accurate.
Dad says, holy shit, totally accurate.
No, just no. You're an idiot.
Oh, and then she wants to call him an idiot. See, that's classic. I knew that was coming.
Like homie head should be normal. I have friends that I'll just go over to their house because I want to show off a little bit, and then on the way out I'll dap them up and act like nothing happened, and we'll just talk like we're homies, because we are.
Today I realized that I don't need no man. I want a man. I do. But I don't need him. I want him. But I don't need him. I've just seen one of my ex-lovers look completely fantastic, honestly.
Man, look at that. Her closet is in her bedroom. Those are shoes back there.
Like, he looked so so good. And let me tell you something, it has absolutely ruined my day. I am livid. I'm absolutely livid because that's not how it goes. Do you know what I mean? That's not how it goes. When you have an ex-lover, they go down. They don't go up.
Okay. She really thinks that, huh? So every successful man I have ever met has had several breakups. And every one of them told me that they are now in a much better place overall after some time than they were. So for her to say this tells me that maybe she just hasn't met a man before. Maybe she's only dealt with children and she thinks that. But that's absolutely false.
So why this man is glowing, I don't understand. Because what is there to glow about? Do you get it? What's
Peace.
there to glow
You
about?
not being there?
You know what I'm saying? Like, if,
I mean, I would be glowing too if I didn't have to wake up next to her. Like, I would be scared to look, man, look at her. Like, what?
haircut was sharper than usual.
Like, I would be glowing too. You scare me, woman. You're not. I wouldn't. Would y'all want to wake up next to that face?
Thinking, where the hell do they get those clippers? Do you get it?
She got hair in her nose too. Oh man, she needs to go settle down.
Ruin my day.
That's what happened when men get away from their toxic exes and toxic girlfriends. That man was glowing because he was probably away from you.
All the men
This isn't the same thing. All right, who is this person dating right? Hold on. All right, I had to give him a like for that. I had to subscribe to him too. For what it's worth, I've never seen this person, heard of this person. It showed up. I just put it on my thing last minute because I was like, somebody was like, you should do a theme. So I was like, I guess let me go find more stuff in the same kind of. That's why a lot of this content's the same. It's the theme for today, I guess. Yeah, something like what's that show with the dinosaurs? You remember the dinosaurs show?
videos still saying finding some way to make it the woman's
I mean, she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful.
fault that we end up as single moms. So by your logic, if I'm driving my car on the road and somebody hits my car because they weren't paying attention, it's my fault for being out on the road driving. What the hell are you talking about? That's the same logic that some of these delusional men who probably are the ones who aren't taking.
Wait, did you say not the mama? I'm just saying I'm not saying I'm attracted in that way. I'm just saying like she looks cute. To me, I don't know. I think she looks cute. I don't know where. Maybe you're behind. I don't know. But whoever this person is, I'm paused on. She looks cute.
Their kids be having in my comments. I can only control myself, and everybody's situation is different. But you can hear a million things across the board of why somebody became a single parent, and I just really don't like that. Even women who come on my page trying to say something about it, like y'all act like you're perfect and that every relationship you've ever had has been perfect. Especially like in your early 20s. So you're telling me you've never been played before. You're telling me you've never played somebody before, lied to somebody, tried to make things seem like they're not. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, that's true for me. Yeah, I've never have. I would like to assume that the majority of my friends are that way as well. Because, you know, yeah, a lot of my friends, we have similar values. So, and I'm not saying that men don't do that. Like, there are a lot of stupid men. In fact, I know some. I grew up in an area. It's like, I know there are men who are dumb and stupid and all that. But yeah, like to think that there are people who don't play around and fuck around, they absolutely exist. It's just that I don't think that they are looking for those folks at that time. They're looking to have fun. And I guess when they're no longer looking to have fun, they want those folks who I guess they passed up and think that those people still want them, but it's rarely ever the case because it takes them time to understand this. And that's not I mean, for me at least, I'm not dating anyone over the age of 27. So, yeah. So there's that.
Okay. So unless you're the Virgin Mary waiting until marriage to have sex and have kids and do all that, like, I don't want to hear nothing from you because everybody's got their shit. Everybody does. And trying to shame a woman who is taking care of the child 24/7, who is doing everything for that child 24/7.
So I love how they a lot of them will say this. And my take is give them to the father. I am willing to put money that over half, I would say the majority of fathers would love to have their children away from the woman so that they don't have to deal with the woman. Just saying, like, a lot of them, they make it seem like they have to do all these things, but in reality, they often sue for custody and they win. And there's also the case that, you know, men in general won't sue for custody. I think it's because, you know, I don't think it's not because they don't want the kid. It's just, it's unlikely to win and it's hard. It's a lot of work and it could take years. And, you know, during that whole time, the kid is with the mother, and obviously the mother will likely make you out to be the bad person, the demon in what's going on. So I can understand why a lot of men may not fight as hard as they should, but I mean, I can't blame people for not wanting to go through a bunch of pain and financial stress.
And not looking at the man who's doing nothing. How does that make sense?
There are not a lot of men who do nothing, though. That's the thing, is that they need to stop just diminishing what it is that men do. This idiot is driving on a road. The last time I've looked at roads being constructed, I have never seen someone as beautiful as her there. It's always people who look like me. Electricity. Anytime I see power lines need to be fixed, I don't see them. And I've been here at least 35 years. And I've seen a lot of I call them electric men because they're men. They go up, it's them. When the roof needs to be fixed on a house, when I'm over here looking at these houses getting put up, I don't ever see females. So it's like when they all say, what did they do? It's like, well, you wouldn't be here without us. Literally. The internet that she's using, the app that she's using, the phone that she's using, the car that she's in, all men. All of it. The car seat, men. The table that she gave birth to her daughter or son on, men. So this notion of it needs to stop. To me, this shows a level of ignorance that is detrimental to society. It's one thing to say that you don't like men because, you know, they do stupid shit. Okay, granted, a lot of men do stupid shit. No disagreement. But to say that they do nothing, that's just ignorance at that point. Because I can't think of a single thing that would exist without men.
Where's the logic there? The logic is literally out the window. Like, what is y'all's thought process like to say something like that out loud and press comment and think that that makes sense?
If women's intuition is so strong and it's like this freaking Jedi Force, and since women are so much more educated than men, why are they always getting played and conned by these simple men?
But again, it's usually the people who, one, have never even experienced anything like this. Like, you don't know what it's like to be a single parent. You don't know what it's like to leave a toxic relationship. You don't know what it's like to have to really, truly...
I've noticed that a lot of women say that their relationships are toxic. I'm starting to think that they are the toxic person in their relationship because all of them say it, and all of them say all of their relationships that ended were toxic. And at a certain point, my pattern recognition starts to kick in where I'm like, there's a common thread. The common denominator is you. If all of your relationships were toxic, perhaps it's more probable that you are the toxic one than it is that independent, as in like the number, like arbitrary number, independent men are toxic. The probability of that happening all in sequence is very low. It's just probability, probabilities, they multiply, which means they get smaller. Like for all of these things to happen, it's a very low it's a very low probability. It's likely her. And I say this as, you know, being someone who I talk to, I don't know why, but, you know, for some reason, a lot of folks talk to me and confide in me about shit, about whatever the hell they're going through. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't care. Maybe that's why they tell me. It's interesting. But a lot of them, they say their last relationships were toxic, and no, after talking to them, I don't say it, but like I kind of pull back because I don't even want to be around them. I'm like, I mean, like, you're hard to be around. I know someone like this. Hopefully you don't watch this, but if you watch it, it is what it is.
Think about the life of another small human. Like, there's so many things to take into consideration, and once you get to that point, it's just a if you know thing, and so the people who get it get it.
So I do get it, and it's not as much as she makes it out to be, because there are single fathers who do this and they don't complain. They're not saying, oh, life is hard. They're not doing any of that. They just make it happen. So for her to say this again, it just goes to ignorance.
Two, it's the men who think that the post is about them, but if the shoe fits, please wear it. Wear it. Because not even just baby daddies, but men in general just always have the audacity. They just have the audacity. I prefer to live my life happy and at peace, and I wouldn't be that way if I stayed.
Do you think if she were happy and in peace, she would be on TikTok complaining about shit? Real question. If she were happy and at peace, would she be on TikTok? I don't even know who she is. I'm not going to go looking for her either. But would she be on TikTok making a bunch of videos complaining about her life and about what's happening? Like, that's not what I do. I'm not out here going on anywhere and just going to complain and just be like, oh yeah, well, life sucks. Oh man, like it's hard out here. It's like, no, that's not what happy and content people do. Happy and content people are more like me.
My ex. So I am a single mom by choice, because I know my well-being and how I am in my life is going to directly reflect onto my child. And
yes, your child is a future criminal. The numbers don't lie. Let's see here. Crime rates. Rates amongst single or children in single parent homes with the mother. We're using DuckDuckGo. The real root cause of violent crime, the breakdown of marriage, family, and community. Well, we can't read the full report, but we can make some assumptions. We can assume that in most cases, it's the mother that's raising the children. Let's see here. What is this? Broken homes are leading to adolescent epidemics. So she's raising a future terrorist. Okay, let's look at some of this. So 38% of single mothers are divorced. 41% never married. Wow. Okay. And only 6.5% are widows. What this shows me is poor decisions across except for this one. These two right here show me poor decisions. So let's see. 38 plus 41. That means 80% of them are making poor decisions. Okay, that's 80% making poor decisions. The strongest predictor of whether a person will end up in prison is that they were raised by a single parent. Father absence and use, incarceration. So this right here, this single parent implies that single parent is the mother. The strongest predictor of whether a person ends up in prison is whether or not they are raised by a single mother. And she thinks that whatever she's raised, okay, sure, she's just dumb. Okay, we'll keep going. 70% of inmates in state juvenile detention centers serve long sentences were raised by single mothers. Huh. The proportion of single mother household or single parent household in a community predicts its rate of violent crime and burglary. Huh. The community's poverty level does not. It's single parent. Okay. All right. Let's keep going on. 72% of juvenile murders and 60% of rapists come from single mother homes. Okay. Maybe we should start putting single mothers in jail. They're raising future criminals. No, we're getting to pre-crime in America now. It's like, if we're getting to pre-crime, maybe if you have a mother or if you have a kid and you're single, not out of widow, but like you're single, maybe we should start putting labels on you to make sure that we watch you carefully, because you're going to be raising a future criminal. Let's keep going. Growing up without a father could permanently alter the structure of the brain and produce more children who are more aggressive and angry. Oh, okay. Children brought up only by a single mother have a higher risk of deviant behavior, including drug abuse. New research suggests. Dr. Gabriella Gabi at McGill University, that's up in Canada, and Francis, their names don't matter right now. In a recent study by Baltimore-based Annie E. Casey Foundation, comparing statistics for kids count report, the organization reported that Detroit ranks #1 in unmarried births amongst the nation's 50 largest cities. Isn't Detroit the city that went bankrupt and all the, like, isn't that the one that's like trash now? I mean, I heard it's being revived, but like, you know, it went to shit. And it just so happens that they rank #1 in unmarried births. Let's keep that in. Let's go on. Of the around 16,750 babies born in Detroit in 1997, 13,500 were black. What this says to me is that the majority of single parentness is black people. 1,600 were white, 817 were Hispanic. They don't even mention Asians. 71% were born to unmarried mothers. This compared to the state average of 33%. Okay. Detroit is the worst offender on the list of America's most dangerous cities, thanks to a staggering rate of 1,200 violent crimes committed per 100,000 people. This is a 2011 study. Single parents make up a third of Wisconsin parents. That doesn't matter. 2/3 of all children murdered are murdered by their mother. Wait, what? Whoa, wait. Whoa. Wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Okay, wait. I don't know if I can believe this. You know what, I'm going to put this in my notes to do further research now. Wow. I was not expecting that. Let me also copy this out and make sure I don't forget this. This is, I don't know if this is right, but if that's right, oh my gosh, that is, wow. 2/3 of all children murdered are murdered by their mother. Is that true? Can that be true? I'll move on. Girls raised without fathers are more sexually promiscuous and more likely to end up in divorced. True for the first one. I don't know. I've never been married, but true for the first one. True for the first one. They are experts in slutcraft. 70% of teen births occur to girls in single mother homes. 86% of American teen births are out of wedlock. America has more than twice as many teenage births. Okay, so all of this is not, all of what I've just seen is not supporting her claim that, here, let me go back to her claim. Let's go back.
I know my well-being and how I am in my life is going to directly reflect onto my
Let's go back again.
And I wouldn't be that way if I stayed with my ex. So I am a single mom by choice because I know my well-being and how I am in my life is going to directly reflect onto my child. And being
her child is a future murderer and rapist.
His primary caretaker, he deserves me 100% at my best. But if you're another single mom in a position similar to mine, please don't be reading these comments and thinking anything less of yourself, because nobody knows what you had to go through. Nobody knows what got you to this point.
I would also like to add that nobody cares either. Let's keep it 100. No one cares what you went through or what you're going through. Equality, right? Like that's our reality as men. No one cares. So it's only fair that you get the equality that you've been asking for and that we don't give a shit about whatever it is that you're going through. Like that's your problem. Just like my problems are my problems.
The internet is literally fake. And one thing,
the internet is not fake. It is a thing that you're using right now. How can it be fake while you're using it? Like what? She must have dropped out of her computer science class where they were going over, the basics of how networking works. It's not fake. It's real.
A man is going to do on the internet is be so bold and act like he is just Mr. Perfect King over here. Yet he's probably one of the ones not taking care of his kids.
Yes, lady, this man left you with a baby. You're not the first and the last woman that's going to be left alone as a single mom. Single women back in the day used to raise 6 and 7 kids.
Like, what's up with these women though? Like,
mom,
what's up with these women? This is They'll do anything for attention, won't they?
In the day, used to raise 6 and
Who is she?
7
Who is she doing this for? Why is she posting this on TikTok? I will never understand why these people can't just live their life and not feel the need to post it for validation of others.
It's all by themselves. They went through way worse turmoil than this lady.
What's crazy is that they never show their bank account balance. They should do that. Show me that. Show me your bank account balance.
Is going with
Show something that matters.
Soft cushion life.
Baby daddy's got the easiest life in the world. They really living out here. I really dislike when people...
Wait. I thought she was so happy and content. Why is she on another TikTok complaining? Let's see what the complaint is this time.
People act like we chose this life.
But you did. Whoa. She just said that we act like we chose this life. I just happened to watch the last TikTok she was in this video where she said she chose to be a single mother. Which one is it? Either you chose to be a single mother or you did not choose this life. Which one is it? Help me understand. I'm not smart enough. I'm starting to realize that, because these women are smarter than me, I just don't understand. So I need some people to help me understand. How can you both choose to be a single mother, but also not choose your lifestyle? Help me understand. I can't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't major in women's studies, so it doesn't make sense to me. I majored in a stupid field, computer science and engineering. So obviously my education failed me because I can't follow what she's getting at right now.
As if we have control over another human. I have no control over how my ex chooses to act or the decisions he chooses to make. Even somebody who's so perfect to you in a relationship can hit parenthood and suck. And married women will tell you this. So I don't like when people say that well, you did this to yourself.
But you did.
No, I did.
But you did. You said it last time. You just said, I chose this life. I'm single by choice. I'm a single mother by choice. I don't understand how can you make a choice and then say that it's not your fault that you made it? I don't understand. Man, these people are retarded.
How about we stop pointing the finger at the woman who is actually caring for the child 24/7 and start doing
we're not.
About these men who
we're not. We've been pointing a finger at men for too long. I think it's now the pendulum is swinging, and I'm here to help it swing now because you just said something stupid.
Are selfish and could give a damn less about what their child has going on or about the woman who's taking care
Why is she still seriously? And who dating right? Why you got to put that clip in here, bro? Come on, man. I know maybe there's simps out there. Maybe they want to see this, but I don't want to see her. She's not attractive to me. Sorry.
How about we say something
No,
about
sorry,
that?
really. I don't care. If you're offended, fuck you.
Tell these men they need to step it up, whether y'all are in a relationship or not. How about we start holding men accountable for being fathers instead of just producing all these children and doing nothing? No matter what the situation is, it's always somehow the woman's fault. And that bothers me.
Whoa, wait. Oh, this is news to me. I've never heard that. Growing up, I've always heard that everything bad in life is because of me. It's that the world is bad because I exist. That's what I grew up hearing. When I watched TV, UPN, all the black shows, what I saw was people like me, men being shat on all the time. My entire life growing up. And even to this day, even when I went into school, in college, even in my own relationships, I was always the bad guy, the demon, even though I'm the one that's actually doing the stuff, trying to make stuff happen. It's really? Where? Maybe I'm in Texas, so maybe she's in another state. I'll give her that. No, America's a large country, so maybe wherever she is, they are blaming everything on women. But shit. I was watching this national TV, so I don't know. I think she's gaslighting right now. I think that's what's happening.
Bothers me. All a man has to do is take one selfie with his child to look like the best father in the world. Nobody knows that he don't know that child's doctor.
Is this the same woman?
What insurance that child has.
Is this her?
He don't know anything going on in that child.
oh, maybe this is the same person. Maybe this is why he keeps going back to this or whatever.
Career, for his life, without having to think about what that child has going on.
I can't tell if
He
they're
can
the
come
same
and go as
person, to
he
be
pleases.
honest.
Y'all can call me dumb and a bitter baby mom all you want, but
What? But
I don't think I'm the problem.
oh, okay. She's like, you can call me what you want, but I don't think I'm the problem. Well, that's, you have something in common with the rest of you. You know, you never think you're the problem.
Because I think I'm the reason that my child is so taken care of. And I'm not going to explain myself to anybody of why I chose to not terminate a pregnancy. Like, my baby is such a blessing.
I'm willing to bet that she filed for child support the second it popped out. And she's over here trying to make it seem like she kept the baby for her. Like, let's be real. She wanted those payments. You ain't fooling nobody.
Start holding.
We don't
men
believe you.
accountable and expecting them to do more. I've made a video before talking about how we need to stop having the bar literally in hell for men, because now we're expected to work, provide.
Whoa. So, in my experience, a man cannot be with a woman unless the woman says yes. That's what I was taught, right? I believe everyone here was taught that no means no. So, if no means no, and the person who you had a kid with is not in jail for rape, that means that you chose this person. So, whose bar is low? My question is, why was her father not the one there to vet this man? That's my question straight away. It's like, why are you even choosing? She shouldn't even be choosing. It should be her father, not her. Because as we've just seen, 80% of them make the wrong decision.
Take care of the child, take care of the
No, wait, no. That's not what that stat said. The stat said that 80% of the time, the worst decision is made. So not 80% of them are making it. The ones who end up going into things, 80% of those are the yeah. That's the stat.
What is the man doing? Especially in a situation where y'all aren't together. Money is not enough. It will never be enough, because the woman's also expected to bring in money on top of everything else. So expecting the bare minimum from a man as a father, like, those days are over. And y'all not about to keep pointing fingers at my fellow single moms, because we are doing a lot every single day.
And us as men, we have the right to ask, why did you put yourself in this situation? Why would you be so irresponsible as to bring a child into this world with a man who is not responsible, man? But due to the fact that you get on social media and complain about being a single mom.
Man, can you imagine having 8 baby mamas? What's crazy is that each one of these people chose him or allowed him to go in. It's like we just saw 8 examples of people making a bad decision. I guess it's not bad. I mean, they're getting that bag, I guess. Future's rich, so it worked out.
You was out here happy, living, happy to have your child, just getting up, doing what you got to do, not whining about
Man,
it.
it seems like she's making a conscious effort to always show this right here. How come in almost every video she's posted, she has her titties out? I've noticed this in a lot, that they all do this. It's that they can't just like be presentable without trying to sexualize themselves. And then when men see them as that, they get upset that they're like, oh yeah, you're looking at me as just a sexual object. But it's like you're presenting yourself as one. So if you present yourself as that and someone treats you as that, why are you upset? It would be the same if I was walking around with my dick out and then I get upset that people are looking at my dick. It's like, come on now, like seriously? Put the shit up if you don't want people looking at it.
Men wouldn't be in your comment section, quote, offending you by asking questions like, why was you irresponsible with your
And then she chooses to shame this man. He over here playing with his baby, minding his own business, and she decides to record this man and try to shame him and put it on TikTok. And then she has the audacity to say that her relationship was toxic without realizing that maybe it's her. I don't see this man recording her. It looks like he's over here minding his business with his son, daughter, whoever it is.
You by asking questions like, why was you irresponsible with your womb?
This is your reminder that if a guy says he doesn't want a relationship and you think you're the shit and you think you're better than everyone else he's seeing and you think you could change his mind, That's not going to happen. A guy knows what he wants, and if he says he doesn't want a relationship, it means with you.
Men are the easiest thing in the entire world. If you are one,
I love how she thinks that men. I've seen this clip. She thinks that they're the easiest men or the easiest in the world, but she can't keep one, which is crazy. She can't keep one, and she's like, "Oh, it's the easiest." I will never understand why it is that harlots, masters of slutcraft, are out here preaching to women what they need to do to get a man when they themselves can't do it.
wondering how you and another woman got the same man, it is because men are the easiest thing in the entire world. I have never wanted a man and not gotten him. Do you have any idea how many men have wanted me?
But she's like, they want him. No, they just wanted to fuck you. There's a difference. And I wish more women would understand this. That just because we want to have sex with you doesn't mean that there's anything else there. Straight up. And also, if you think that a lot of your guy friends around you are your friends, they're not. Y'all aren't very great friends. Just being real. It's not that. They're your friends because, just like you have a backup husband in mind, they see you as a potential person who they can screw. And once they do it, they change. Which is, I think that's why a lot of these women, they get burned, because they'll be with a guy and they think that, because the guy is telling them all the things that they want to hear, that guy actually gives a shit about them. But in reality, that's not the case. How do I know this? We'll move forward.
There has never been a single man that I have wanted that I have not gotten, because men
Now look down. Pay attention. Look down here on this pot.
Yes.
You see that?
I can see.
See, you ain't paying attention.
This baby looking at herself. They start young. She came and pay attention to her grandmother. She's looking at herself. That's actually what narcissism is. I've noticed that a lot of people are throwing this word around. So the story of Narcissus, I think that's his name, Narcissus, whatever the fuck his name is. Let's see, narcissists. Let's see, Greek myth. That's where it comes from, by the way. It's based off of a person or Greek character, and he died because he saw his reflection in a lake, and he could not remove himself from looking at his reflection. Let me see if we can see reflection. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Hopefully. Yep. Yeah. Look at it. Wait. Here we are. So let's see. In Greek mythology, I'll make this bigger. What, Narcissus or not Narcissus? Oh, it is Narcissus. Okay, Narcissus was a hunter from Thespia and Boeotia? I can't pronounce that. Who was known for his beauty, which was noticed by all, regardless of gender. According to the best known version of the story by Ovid, Narcissus rejected all advances, eventually falling in love with a reflection in a pool of water, tragically not realizing its similarity, entranced by it. Okay. Now that we understand what narcissism really is, let's go back to this video of this baby girl. Her grandmother is talking to her, and notice what this baby girl is doing. You could tell she's looking at herself. And if you can't, this is what it looks like when you're looking at yourself in the camera. Just in case. You should try it one day.
Now look down.
Look.
Pay attention.
She's looking
Look
at
down
herself
here on
the
this
whole
pot.
time. Except for that. Now she's looking at herself.
That?
I can see.
See, you ain't paying attention, and you ain't gonna learn how to cook.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why your mama ain't got no man now.
Oh,
you end up being just like, look in the damn pot.
This is all right. So I'm gonna be real. The women who I guess who raised me, they were more like this. They didn't play. They were more like this. Nowadays, I don't know what we got going on in our community, but I would love to have this back. This reminds me of my aunties, my grandmother. Like, this is, man, Yeah, that was a burn. I like her though.
Yeah, that's the ticket. See that there? That's called Catch a Man Stew. I'm gonna teach you this beyond, because we
She
ain't
say
bringing no
catch
more
a
of you
man
bastards.
stew.
That's called boiling. When you get your food hot.
Know how dating is going for anyone else out here in this world, but for
Man, she looked very heavy set. Her arms look heavy as hell. Man, is she real? Is this a filter? She must have filters, man. Oh my gosh.
it's so exhausting, okay? You either get men who are very rich or got good money, but they're so into themselves. I actually had someone, I asked them 3 words to describe your personality in the positive way. He said, winner, successful, and rich.
So I also think that's a stupid thing to say, but at the same time, that's the only thing that y'all care about is money. So it's like what we can do for you. So if he leads with that, it just tells me that he understands what people or what, the opposite sex values him for. So he leads with that. I don't think that's a great thing to lead with, but that's just me. But it's like, what can you expect? Like when all of society tells you that you ain't shit if you don't have money, that if you aren't a winner, then you will never be able to get a girl, or whatever else he says, successful. Like if you're not successful, then like your chances of getting what you want out of a relationship is next to none. If you grow up your entire life hearing that, I can understand why you may want to lead with that. So yeah, but I mean, I think I kind of agree with it. Like I can understand why she's like, I asked you a question about your personality, and you told me some things that have nothing to do with your personality. I can see that. I can see that. But then she gets on to TikTok to complain about it. It's just like it's like, who are you complaining to? I know who it's other women. That's who she's complaining to, because the only reason why I'm seeing this is because I'm watching this on the YouTube thing. Again, I wouldn't be out here looking at this. I would just see, as soon as I see here, it would be an instant next. I don't even have to listen. I don't even want to listen. That's just, I'm being honest.
I said describe your personality.
Yeah, she did. I agree with you though. She has a point. She did say, I want you to describe a personality. And he answered with some bullshit. All right, you got a point.
And then you get the guys who are working on themselves or say they are healed, but then every time you get a chance, they are reminding you of how unhealed they are and can't even hold a conversation, or emotionally intelligent is non-existent.
So
the holding the conversation, I found that to be challenging with some folks because they're just not that interesting to talk to. They have no real skills of value to me. They haven't had any interesting experiences. They haven't accomplished anything. It's just like, why? Like, I don't like talking to people like that. And I can imagine that there are other people who are like that as well. I'm not sure if that's the case for her. Maybe she has had a very interesting life and she's an interesting person and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't come across that many who are just that interesting. Oftentimes, I'm the most interesting person, which is why they're talking to me in the first place. But maybe that's just me being into myself.
It pretty much sounds like she's basically mad that she can't get high value men to chase her. But in reality, all she got to do is get on their program. But we know she's too rebellious to do that.
I watched this video this morning that really kind of changed my perspective. And at first, I felt like it...
Man, I wish that we can, just remove the bonnet. Just take off the bonnet when you're on the internet representing us. Fix your eyelashes. They all wild. She got these feral cat eyelashes. They're just all over the place. And her eyebrows ain't even why her eyebrows can't be smooth and like mine. Like, look at my eyebrows. Hold on. I gotta show off my eyebrows. Why can't her eyebrows be smooth? No, pause. I'm gonna go back. Don't look at my eyebrows. Don't judge me.
It didn't really relate to me, but now that I'm thinking about it, it really does, because he was basically saying
She's
that
pretty. Honestly though, I ain't even gonna lie. I still think she's cute. Just saying. Just gotta put that out there. I still think she's cute, even with the hair bonnet. Also, like, I mean, it's for me. It's the accent. I know some people won't like it, but because that's how that's how the people who are like where I'm from, that's how people talk. So for me, I'm like, I like the accent, but I know it's not for everyone.
there's no point in forcing anything with anybody, because there's literally almost 8 billion people on this planet.
There's more than
And
that.
then I started to think, right? I started to think about my love life and like the dating scene. And I'm like, I barely even travel. Like,
I know this is probably going like alienate some folks, but like, all right, I'm gonna just go.
I barely leave my state, yet alone my neighborhood. And I want to give up on love. I like that fucking doesn't even make any sense. I haven't even seen the world. I haven't even
Most people haven't. All right, what I'm hearing now is entitlement. It sounds like she feels that she deserves to be able to see the world. And I want to be clear here that I don't want to imply that people have to deserve. What I'm getting at is that no one deserves anything, right? Like, when I've been able to travel the world, but I can't say that it's because I deserved it, right? Like, it's not something that is just like, it's not something that I'm entitled to. I was able to see the world because I worked and I made money, I saved it, and I put things into place so that I could be able to travel the world. That's not something that I was entitled to. Hence the reason why I had to pay for it. It sounds like she's under the impression that she should be able to do it. And while I agree that she should be able to travel, she's not entitled to it. Like, if the reason why she hasn't traveled is because she doesn't have the money to travel. So then we have to go back to asking the question of, why doesn't she have the money to travel? Well, there's a lot of reasons that could be the case. It's like, well, you didn't do things to put yourself in positions where you could make the kind of money necessary where you could travel. There are other females who do. Like, when I went to college, I don't know if it was a majority female back then. Well, at least I was in engineering. It was actually majority male. But I think our school as a whole, I think it wasn't half and half. I know that. I think it leaned slightly towards females when I was in college. So that tells me that, there are certain females who are going to do certain things to be able to put themselves into positions so that they can make money. And that happened in my class too. Even in computer science, we had 4 girls who graduated in my class. And at least 2 of them, because I know one of them, she's a friend of mine, she's doing incredibly well. Incredibly well. So it seems like she didn't do what she had to do when she was in school, in like elementary school, in middle school, in high school, making sure her grades were excellent, making sure that she was in all advanced classes, taking AP so she could get those AP credits. It also saves you money, but it also prepares you for college. It seems like she didn't do any of those things. Yet she's here talking about, oh, well, I haven't gotten a chance to see the world. It's like, okay, well, that's join most of society. You just said there are about 8 billion people on Earth. I would say that maybe 7.89 billion of those people have never left their country. It's not lost on me that being able to travel is a privilege. It's not something that anyone is entitled to. It's a privilege.
for real. I don't know what it feels like to go to Italy and fall in love for a summer. I haven't even lived that. But I'm about to give up on love because I was in 2 or 3 relationships as a teenager and I got
All right, that seems like she was in a fatherless home. How are you a teenager with 3 relationships and or her father is terrible? Like, why? Like, as a father, like, I'm not a dad, but I do have a niece, and I don't know if she's gonna be in my life, like, because it's the typical baby mama type shit. So it's like I don't know if she's gonna remain, in my life long term. But if she were, and like I took on a bigger impact or a role, like, it ain't no way that I'ma just know about somebody and it's like, nah, no, hell no. Hell no. No. Nah. Just wouldn't happen. So what I'm hearing, it's hard for me not to jump to this conclusion. It seems like she just didn't have her father at home. And that was how she was able to have, 3 relationships in her as a teenager? My gosh.
Treated like shit.
And then she's talking about she treated like shit as a teenager. So you're with boys and you're upset with men. There's a difference. And I don't like that these girls are looking at boys and what they do and then projecting that onto men. And I'm not saying that men don't act stupid and do stupid shit, but it's like boys and men are not the same. There's very little that we have in common other than anatomy.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we really need to put shit into perspective. We really are thinking so small, and we need to start thinking big.
Bitch, you thinking small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big, bitch. You need to be thinking big, bitch.
But that's all I got in this video. Definitely drop
I don't even know what the hell.
know
Okay,
what you
fine.
think about.
That was weird. Okay. Well, yeah. I think I'm gonna kill it here. I don't want to go through all this. I'm done. So this a new format that I'm experimenting with. If y'all like this and y'all want to, if y'all want to see more of this type of stuff, make sure you leave a like and leave some comments. Like, tell me what kind of stuff that you want me to cover. And also, I guess also just if there's any videos that y'all have in mind that I should go watch, just drop it as a comment on this video and I'll just make sure I go look. I don't expect to see any, but if you happen to watch this on the VOD, just drop a comment. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call this. It's been 3 hours, so y'all have a good rest of the weekend, and I will see y'all during the week where we'll be doing my usual type of stuff where it's just programming, boring technical stuff, the stuff that I actually like. But we'll do this every week, I think. Anyways, until next time, peace.